button.
Oh my god. I think we're good. Oh shit. Hey, oh great. Now this YouTube comment section, this thing is like hiding things I don't want it to. I'm just doing things I don't want it to do. Welcome to Real Deal Xbox Podcast, by the way. I'm Dealer. This is the rest of the panel. And we have a really good show for you guys this week. Starting with the fact that we have a ton of great topics. So that's what I'll say first. We'll do some introductions. And again, guys, thank you for being here. You make us what we are. You're the cream of the crop. Hit the like button. Show it to a buddy or two. And you know what? We're going to do some introductions as well as some shout-outs. We'll get into some topics. So starting with a doozy as well, Tim. Hey, Colt ain't here this week. I almost forgot to say that. Colt isn't here this week. But this is Colt and I. We were playing It Takes Two. And this game is actually a really, really good game. It's one of the best games I've played in years. I'm on the right, yep. Colt's on the left, and don't forget that. And also, hey, D-Batch, another week, another show, Brother Haven.
I'm good, man. Just kind of rushed in to get into the show on time, and I'm stuffing my face, so if you guys hear some chomping in the background, you know what it is.
All right. Hey, we've also got Bonzarelli. How you been, brother?
Been good, man. It's another show. Let's get to it, man.
Hang on, let me check. Let me make sure and double check and quadruple check. Make sure the audio is coming through from the start this time, which it says it is. So
yeah, it should be there.
We should be good. Woomy Hood, you're back again. Another week. I wanted more from you. I want more opinions from you on this week's show because I didn't do a great job last week of getting you in and slotting you in more. So, brother, again, always a blast and a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me 2 weeks in a row. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
I didn't even know I was that special, man.
You're just way special. Look at your logo.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm flabbergasted.
Oh, I can tell.
Flabbergasted.
Hey, Zalker, how you been, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. It feels a little different, though, honestly. I feel like I'm on a channel that has 100,000 subs on it.
Oh, my God.
I feel like Dealer deserves the credit. Congrats, bro. Everybody, congrats in the chat to 100K for Dealer. No guy deserves it better. Honestly, amazing person. And he's also a fraud, but we'll just ignore that.
Thank you very much, Zalker's son.
And remember, Dealer is on the left and Colt is on the right.
Nope, that's not true. I'm on the right. Colt's on the left. But yes, a tear just flew out of my face at Mach 5 when you said that about me just now. And I want to thank everybody.
Impaled your cat.
Hey, my cat's hang on, my cat's running around on my soundboard and stuff. So yeah, thank you, and everyone that subscribed, all that stuff. You guys made it happen. Again, thank you. The podcast, for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's because Zalker's here. Well, it doesn't really get subscribers on the channel, but you know, when I drop videos, you know, I get some subs, and some of you guys come by and check out the podcast, which is great. So thank you. And
did you say because of me?
No, I didn't say that.
I thought you flipped that shit in there.
Hey, Tim Dog, how you been, brother?
Good, man. We have a lot to talk about this week. Eventful week last week, and it's going to be fun. So let's go.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You're such a jackass.
Oh my
Tim
God.
loves Beetlejuice, man. Tim loves.
Yeah. I don't give a
Favorite.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Hey, let me give us some shout outs to my patron tier here. I will update this after the show, so next week it'll be updated. My apologies, but Faultline Z, Fierce Fuzz, Megabad, LifeCBD.com, not Sislick, also Colonel 2005. We've also got Alex Emery, Elk Dude YouTube, Bad Boy Live, Achievement, Nano Polymath, Zordon, Dr. Vortex, Costanza, Wayne, Scout Trooper 74, KY, Bob, Wakanda X&T, Goose 8402, Straw Hat Khalifa, and we'll round it off with let me catch my spot here. Assassin Lupa, Foreign Object, Gab Queez Teo, John Blue, Vecball, Steve Vader X, Real Deal New, Suicide King, Texas Junior, Michael One. There's more than I thought. Gilmore Cavillo, All Might, Gas, Dark CMF, and Alfonso Hogan. Thank you so much for what you do. Oh, hey, did you guys know Halo got delayed?
Oh my God.
Really?
You messy.
What? Hey, I don't know. You guys see this on Twitter last week? We had not only a bunch of Sony fanboy frauds trying to throw this out there and say Halo got delayed because they read a headline or a tweet, not the actual information. But then
you
we had
shut your mouth from now on.
We had we had Kotaku and a bunch of other outlets out there Funny how Windows Central didn't fall for this. A bunch of other outlets out there saying that Halo Infinite got delayed and didn't even literally click on the damn Twitter account to see that it had 47 followers. So there was a fake Halo Twitter account. It put out a post like CD Projekt Red does with its yellow picture, right? And yeah, said it was delayed. It was not delayed, and a lot of people look very, very silly very, very quickly. Tim Doug.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Kotaku is the lack of
I like that.
lack of professionalism. They didn't cross-reference. You know, when you get news like that, you're supposed to like double check and make sure that your sources are good. Right off the bat, if you read the postscript, it was from Chris Lee. Anybody following Halo would know that Chris Lee has left, or he's not in charge of Halo anymore. So honestly, it's just an indictment on game journalism and how they just really the bar is extremely low. I mean, you should be able to catch that. And they put it out there, and people ran with it, and it was pretty fun to watch how stupid some people acted and how people went crazy over it. And the whole thing was fake. If you looked at the account, it had 47 account, it had porn on it.
Oh my god!
You know, it was
Kotaku. How could you?
It's Kotaku. Is anybody really shocked? I mean,
no, because you listen. You as a journalist, any kind of journalism, you should have you should back check and you should fact check. And this is completely out the window. And it's just a state of journalism in general is bad, but this is like another level. So really, really bad on Kotaku's part. And just glad that we have people knowledgeable in the community that kind of just like totally squashed it from the get-go. And it was pretty just fun to watch the fallout.
Well, the thing is that, like, you know, it is funny because, like, you know, the so-called Sony insiders that don't know anything jumped on this and then were instantly proven wrong like 20 minutes later and then started deleting posts. And, you know, it's funny and stuff. Like, we'll joke about it, but like, we'll joke about it. But honestly, what Tim said is right. It is an indictment on gaming journalism. You wonder why people don't take you seriously when you do shit like this. And I'm being like, it's a serious tone. I'm being serious on this. And, you know, you got to just, you know, you got to have at least 3 sources or whatever you got to do. Like, vet these people, man. Like, come on.
That's way too complicated, Zocker.
That's bullshit, sir.
In this day and age, Zocker, games journalism is all but dead. It's all about the clickbait. So yeah, they see something negative like this and they jump on it. It was ridiculous. And then you had these clowns running around like yelling at people, like literally excited in one sentence, in the next sentence yelling at people to sit down and shut up. And it's like, wait, is this really exciting you? The fact that, you know, like, first of all,
those people don't even deserve our breath, bro. Those people are stupid.
No, but I'm just saying, I mean, you look at it, does that really excite some gamers out there that, you know, a game would get delayed like this, you know, and just, come on. It was ridiculous enough
gamers.
there.
It
excites
fanboys.
Yeah. And so I saw that one, but 2, for me, it's like, don't you just click on the person's, you know, channel or whatever to see how many subs they have, if it's really them? I mean, that's what I do when I see messages like this. I look to see if it's legit. And obviously that just went over everyone's heads, including the media, and not everyone's head, but some, and including the media. And that's what's really weird about this. And it's really telling. And that's really eye-opening, and it shows you just how bad games journalism is. It's terrible.
Let me read this real quick. And shout out to Slip SP, who says, can we talk about how Halo hasn't been Halo for almost 10 years? Well, it ain't been a damn Halo game in almost 10 years, but he says everything that we're seeing about Infinite seems to be continuing this trend. I mean, we've already talked about this already, how Halo is kind of taking a new direction, and some like it, some don't. Some hate it when you could run in Halo 4. You understand? So that's something you're just not going to win. You just can't win, right? Things have changed. It's almost impossible to innovate these days. I'm hoping for the best with Halo, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm less hyped after they showed it a year too early. Obviously, they proved everyone wrong about it's held back by last gen, because that's why it looks how it looks, because it already looks drastically better since they've upgraded it with visuals already. But Yeah, I mean, less hype after the reveal, but now I'm more hyped because they're delayed it, this time, and hopefully it's the best product it can be, man. That's what I want. Great games, right?
Yep.
But,
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm not expecting much. I'm not going to. Not with 343. You know my thing with them. I've said it here. I've said it everywhere. But I'm hoping for the best. I want it to be the best Halo ever. Okay, I really do. But I'm not going to expect it.
hopefully it is. That's what I'll say. But yeah, he wants more of that classic Halo, and I get it, man. We all want those old vibes. And Sean LeBrie, shout out to him, man. Shout out Sean LeBrie in the chat, Lito Papa, moderator, and all that good stuff. Again, the whole everyone trying to push Halo got delayed thing, it was pretty funny. I called it out on Twitter. So if you're not on Twitter, you're missing out on some pretty funny stuff. A lot of cool people, including the whole panel here present there. Also, shout out to 1,000 people already watched this live, guys. If you haven't, share it out. Tell a buddy or two. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much for what you do. As we, I'm not going to stay on the Halo thing unless someone has something very particularly funny or something they want to say on it. It was a fake account, 47 followers. Kotaku and others couldn't even click on the account to check that. Chat, let us know how you feel about that. I just thought that was pretty funny.
That account has more credibility than most of these Sony insiders.
That account has,
I just want to add real quick, though. I noticed a changing in the trend. Like, usually, these companies, they do this bullshit, the clickbait stuff, Xbox bad, PlayStation good kind of shit. And I noticed lately they've been trying to do that stuff, and it's just not sticking. And this was another example of that, where people are like, hey, first of all, what's going on here? And I'm just noticing a lot more positive energy towards Xbox, that these little people that are doing the stuff they're getting called out on, where before people would just run with the story for like days, not even caring if after the fact that they knew that it was fake, not even caring, still carrying the same narrative.
That is kind of true. That is kind of true, man.
You're noticing the trend of, one positive article. Now these other 5 outlets magically had the same epiphany about the features on the console that was there 6 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last week, and you'll notice that, chat. Bunch of outlets and articles and people that shit on Xbox for 6-7 years are now praising features that have been there for 6-7 years and acting like, that's why I'm moving to Xbox. Hey,
do you guys,
what you'll see.
Do you guys know what Matt something means in the chat? He said, Halo is an FPS that feels like it's interrupting an RTS. What? What does that even mean?
Well, I've seen no RTS elements in Infinite myself. There was a top-down view of a map for a second in the gameplay.
I think he's trying to say that he likes Halo Wars. Like, I think he's saying that he likes the Halo Wars, like how, it's an FPS, but then, like, I don't know, I'm trying to damage control this one.
Like, it's not working, dude.
You can't do that.
Well, I mean, either way, you can't do that. Shout out to BitCloud Gaming, by the way. Seriously, thank you. He says, congrats on 100,000 subscribers. I'm proud of you. And you're proud of me, man. Shit, appreciate that. He says, keep up the good work. Stay on the grind. Do appreciate it, man. Seriously. And Ryan's grown quite a bit, too. BitCloud's grown, too. So just keep doing you. Keep going, man. You get haters along the way, but that means it's working. So yeah, let's stop talking about these Kotaku and all this, and let's go ahead and get into a really good subject and topic that I had a blast with in a video. MLB The Show coming to Game Pass and Xbox on day and date April 20th.
God, Dealer, that is going to kill it. It's
boy,
because Game Pass isn't profitable, and we all know this.
How many dollars that you're going to give someone $1 for this, right?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Chat, seriously, let us know your thoughts on this, because if memory serves, and I've been taking my Flintstones vitamins, you hear? I was told that not only would Microsoft bring Gears 5 to PS4 and every other game they had to PlayStation, but Game Pass would come to PlayStation and all their games would be day and date. Meanwhile, Sony said, fuck y'all. Here's MLB The Show, day and date on Xbox, Game Pass. How does this happen? That's
called money.
That's called money.
Yeah,
that's called. I was going to say that's how Phil Spencer just came through the back door and got to MLB and said, "Hey, look, put your game on Game Pass. It'll get more play there."
Mm-hmm. And Sony didn't have to approve that at all.
Nope.
Dude,
nope.
Which is bullshit.
Published by MLB.
That is. Yeah, I wanted to touch on that.
I'm going to touch on it. I got plenty more good points on that one.
Yeah, that is such bullshit. Like I heard that so much, and I talked about it in my video last week where gamers say, "Well, Sony's not publishing the game, so they had no say in the matter. First of all, they do have a say. The developers, the people making the game, have a say in how the fuck they get paid for the game that they make. So
no, they don't.
Yeah, they do to a certain degree.
No, the publisher. Well, to a certain degree, you're right, but I think the publisher holds the rights to where it goes. You have no say in
now.
that.
Now, even again, though, like, even if it were the case, 100%, right?
Game Pass was a optional thing that they worked out afterwards. The multi-platform thing, yes, we know they didn't have a choice in that. They wanted to reach a larger audience, and they said, listen, if you want to continue making the game, this is how it's going to be. Sony agreed to it. That part we know. But the Game Pass deal, all parties involved have to be satisfied with it, right?
No.
Okay.
He was telling. I mean, yes, they do.
Let me tell you why. I heard from the best explanation I heard was from, I don't know if you're familiar with Hogue Law. He talks about it. He's an attorney. Anyway, he was saying that what he thinks happened is there was something that wasn't in the contract at all, or in the language of the contracts that said it couldn't go into Game Pass, that it couldn't not go into Game Pass, and they just did it. And Sony couldn't do nothing about it because they didn't put anything in there that said it couldn't go to Game Pass.
But see, the thing is that like I understand what he's saying about that contract wise, but also if I'm not, I might be wrong, but I think developers get incentive bonuses and all that depending on how many units it sells, right?
And the Metascore as
well. So now, and even review scores, right? Yeah. So now they probably had to go back to the table, negotiate price with MLB to keep the licensing on that developer, and the developer probably was like, well, since it's going to be on PC or Xbox and all that, we got to negotiate what it's going to be sales wise, and then
however
in Game Pass, but the point is, if they put it in Game Pass without consulting the developer, you hinder that part of the contract. That's not right.
But here's another kicker. That's only contingent based on that being in the contract that they get paid per sale. What if they?
And you don't think that would have been?
It's not per sale. It's not per sale. They get paid to make it, but they get incentives.
Not every developer gets
one at a time here. Come on, it's muddying up here. Come on.
Let me just finish my thought. I understand what you're saying. They're not getting paid per sale. I'm saying they get paid to make the game, and then they get incentives, kind of like how a quarterback gets incentives for 4,000 yards, bonuses, whatever. Like depends on the stats. And so like if they sell call it 5 million units, whatever. Then it's like, oh, when you hit 5 million, you'll get this. So if you're infringing on that and you're telling them like, oh, because this hurts the sales numbers on Xbox side, right? Because everybody's going to go on Game Pass and it's not a sale. So if that hurts it, then they can literally take them to court if they want. They have the right to.
Let me say why I think that's not even a thing. I don't think they had that in the contract to begin with, because I don't think Sony would allow it to go to Game Pass at all if that was the case.
Really, you didn't think that this is a possibility, knowing that they're not publishing the game?
I don't think they had a say in this whatsoever, because there's no way they would allow it to go to their direct competitor and their value, priced service. There's no way they would allow this. I don't think they had any say in this at all. I think this was strictly MLB.
So you sound like a Sony guy 6 months ago when their games weren't on PC or whatever. They would never put this shit on PC.
But see, you're not making sense, Fonz, because it's like, okay, hey, Sony, you have to put it on multiple platforms, which makes you go into the developer, hire more people to put it on Xbox and PC, because that's what they need. They can't do it. And it's like, oh, by the way, we're going to hinder your money-making ability.
No. What I think
hire more people.
Well, see, that's what I think. They just signed a bad deal. I think the thing is they got paid. They got paid. Listen, they got paid for their work.
Signed a bad deal.
Signed a bad deal.
I like this.
This is the only way you could explain it.
No, it's not, Fonz. Look at what the hell they're doing.
Not.
Listen, they got paid for their work. The time they put in to make this game, they got paid up front. Just like, with Game Pass. Not all the developers
they
are
don't.
getting paid.
Sony owns the developers. Sony paid their salaries year by year when they work. That's most of the cost of games, right?
Exactly. So these incentives you're talking about,
they do exist.
Okay, they exist, but they don't exist for every developer.
Now,
in every game.
We're not hinging all that on that, right? I get what you're saying. I don't even have a problem with what you're really saying, right? Let's assume Sony signed a bad contract somehow. Now, what I want to throw on top of that is when people say that Sony did not get a kickback from this whatsoever. I don't buy it one fucking bit. I don't think Sony's team worked for a year and a half, 2 years, hired more people, put all this money in this game to make it, and then it went on Game Pass and they didn't make a damn dime. Are you kidding me? So they got to kick back somehow, either by some kind of after contract or some other shit. I don't care. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, yeah, develop the game, front the entire cost, and we're going to throw it on Game Pass, and you and your developers get no extra revenue from that whatsoever.
But even if that was true and there was some kind of kickback, there was nothing in place that prevented it from going into Game Pass, and they signed a bad deal.
Who says that there needs to be something in place to keep from going to Game Pass? That's all stuff that's just been thrown out there.
I know, but there wasn't. There probably wasn't.
Why would there be?
Why this happened. I'm just telling you. Why wouldn't there be? If I was Sony, I was.
Don't you see this as more of an experiment?
No, I would try to say, hey, you could put them on the other platforms, but no Game Pass. Because if we're getting
but they see that the games sell more when they go on Game Pass. Every developer says this.
Yeah, Fonz, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off.
Okay, that's not true with Outriders.
Okay, Fonz. First of all,
Outriders is saying a great game. I'm sorry.
It is a good game, and it's very popular right now, and it's not outselling the PlayStation versions.
Okay, Fonz,
not right now.
Fonz, when a game goes into Game Pass, they get a flat out deal, right? So they get a lump sum up front, right? And of course they get incentives. Also, when that game's in Game Pass, if you want to buy that game, you get a discount off of that game as well. So Game Pass it's not hurting game sales. It's clearly the case when you see a third, or even first party, kind of game with MLB going on the service day and date. All parties involved are happy with the freaking deal, or the deal would not go down. So all of us sitting here saying, oh, they don't make this, they don't make that, it's bullshit, because they're all sitting there and they're cozy and they're happy with the deal. And I guarantee your bottom dollar, if they were not happy with the deal, a lot of developers would be speaking out on this shit.
Bottom line is MLB is in control. Sony had no say at all in this matter. That's why it's in Game Pass.
Okay, Fonz. Let me finish this up. Fonz, are you really telling me that MLB just got in a multi-year contract with a partner and then decided to take a back-end deal with someone else and not inform their partner so they have a strained relationship for fucking multiple years? It doesn't make any sense, Fonz. MLB did have the driver's seat. They were driving the car. They picked up Sony and was like, "Hey,
what you want to eat, motherfucker?" Sony said, "Game Pass."
We'll say, what you want in the drive-through, and so they're going, and that's it.
Look,
that's it.
Since it's 3-1 here, I'm just letting you know, Zocker. Then prove to me or tell me why you think Sony would allow it to go to Game Pass. Why would they even allow that?
Money. They got paid.
Money.
No. If you're saying that they get extra money or incentives based on sales, why in the hell would they allow it to go there? And not only that, they also allowed it to go into their direct competitors' value service.
Think about it. The one thing that remedies your logic loop here is the fact that they got something for throwing the game in Game Pass some way, some form, somehow.
Yeah, you can't convince me that they're going to help out freaking Xbox by putting it in Game Pass.
I think it's better that way, because I like the discussion, because this is something that people in the chat are talking about as well. So
the only thing I could see, Fonz, is if Xbox went to them and said, "How much did you spend to put this and port this on Xbox? We'll cover the cost of just Xbox's side. Give it to the developers, MLB. There you go." And that's it. I can see that. So the developer gets paid. And profits will come from Xbox, nothing but profits, and MLB will get nothing but profits. That's the only thing I could see. And if you've seen what Phil Spencer has talked about Game Pass, there's not one way they pay people on Game Pass. He said it is extremely fluid, and that sometimes they just cover the entire game, cover cost of just on the Xbox, or give them a percentage of how many times it's downloaded. It is all still freaking happening. And that is exactly what happened here. The Outriders, they probably reached out. Everything about this is completely fluid.
So why wouldn't they put frickin' God of War for a bag of money on Xbox, Zocker?
That's completely different.
No.
For one, there's not a multi-console license, Fonz.
No, you're saying money talks. You're saying money talks. Money talks, right? And this is their freaking game. This is what they create, right?
It's MLB's game.
Not what we're saying.
Okay,
and MLB's people, and MLB licensing.
What I'm saying is, since when has Sony ever been a charity? Since when has Sony ever decided to do something nice, even for a bag of cash?
What do you mean nice? They're getting paid. Do you understand?
Being nice. They're not being nice.
So
They're not
then why
saying
don't they get
thanks.
paid for God of War? Why
It's
don't they get paid for other
it's God of War on
games?
It's a
Xbox.
completely different thing.
Come
Kratos
on, no,
isn't
it's
owned by
not.
another company, Fonz.
Listen. You're saying they're doing it all for money. Sony doesn't do that like this for their direct competitors. I'm telling you,
What do you
they
mean?
had no
Why
say
do you
in
think
this.
they're signing? They're
None.
paying
Why do you
Microsoft
think
money
they
to use their
none?
servers for PlayStation Now
They
soon.
were forced. It's out there. MLB forced them to do this. This has nothing to do with Sony. They were forced. What are you guys talking about? You're sitting here
We're
talking
not
about
no.
conspiracy.
You're mixing up
They were not-
the
no,
two
no, no, no.
things, Fonz.
They were.
You're
Here's my whole
making
here's
it
my quick
look
deal.
like
They were not forced to do anything. MLB
Yes, they
came to
were.
them. No, listen. MLB came to them, said, "Listen, this is what we want to do. We want to bring it to other platforms. We do like the work that you do on this game. Blah 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 blah. And if you want to continue this partnership, this is the direction that we're moving into." They had the choice to say, "No, we don't want to do it," or "Okay, we're going to do it." They chose the latter for the bag of money.
No, they didn't. I will not, dude. I don't concede. to
Okay,
that.
people are bringing up
That's all I'm
HBO
saying.
Max and how they put the movies on there. You understand that they paid the director of Wonder Woman $10 million, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, the actress, $10 million, and then went to every single director and everything and paid for Kong versus like King Kong, whatever versus Godzilla. They paid freaking $250 million to put it on
Good movie, by
HBO
the
Max.
way.
Yeah, decent, damn good movie. They paid the people that made it. That's the whole point. And Fonz, MLB is their own publisher. Not to mention they have players contracts who have their own brand, so they get a cut.
Yep,
So do you
yep.
think MLB?
And
That's why.
why.
That's why. No. That's
And
why
that's why it's
Kratos.
there, Zucker.
Let me
Keep
finish.
talking.
Let me
That's why
finish.
it's there.
Let me finish, Fonz. That's why Kratos isn't on there. It's not owned
Yes.
by a third party. It's a first party one. It's owned by
I
Sony.
know this. You're the one who's talking about how it's gonna. This is all being done for the
No,
bag
he
of
said
money.
he
and I'm
said that
telling
there
you
are
it's not.
incentives.
I
And
said there are incentives.
yeah, there are incentives.
this-
There are incentives, and there's two different things I think they're getting mixed up. There is whose choice was it to put it on Game Pass, and there's also the thing I've been hearing is Sony made no money from this in no way, shape, or form, which I don't buy at all.
Okay, so if they didn't make no money on it, what did they put it on Game Pass for? Thank you, thank you, dealer. Thank you.
Yeah,
you just said
which
it.
means you just said that they did it for money.
No, Zucker was saying they did it for money, and I was arguing with him that they didn't. That this was being forced upon by MLB. This is strictly a deal between the MLB.
I think it would be weird for MLB to have absolute say on this game goes to Game Pass no matter
That's
what.
why it might have been a bad contract. That's
which
why
it
it
all
might
comes
have been a
down to your bad
based on it.
contract theory, which is just I don't know about
Exactly.
how legitimate that would be.
I want to know Tim's thoughts on this, honestly.
Yeah, Tim Dog, help us, save us.
I think it's something that we are just talking about up in the air.
Exactly.
It's obviously when this whole thing happened with MLB coming to Sony. I think that there was this wasn't discussed, but they must have
Incentivized
to Sony to make the game for other platforms. I don't think that this is a deal where Sony has no say or they're forced to do anything, because if that's the case, it just doesn't work that way. Listen, it's a tough situation. I don't think we'll ever get answers on it because it's a deal that it's been done. But it's definitely a curious deal. I mean, I understand where Fonzarelli's coming from, but I understand where you guys are coming from. The thing is that I just don't think that we'll ever get an answer. So it's kind of just like throwing shit up in the air, and nobody really knows. But as far as money's concerned, I do think that they have to be. Sony has to be given something to produce their games to go over, or they were given a large sum of money for this deal to convert over to the way it was at that time when it was. And then I think they might have signed their rights away to Major League Baseball. That's the way it's looking. And now Major League Baseball is publishing it and they have all the say. But I do think that when that whole contract came about, there was a large sum of money that was either promised or agreed upon.
Well, I think that makes sense because you don't have your first party developer work on a game and expand for multiple versions of a game, and then them throw that game in Game Pass day and date and do that for absolutely no money whatsoever. Even if it is forced on you, you still make money somehow, some way. And the whole forced option is based on a bad contract, which came out of nowhere.
They had no idea. They had no idea it went to Game Pass. That is my point.
They did have an idea.
They did not know that was going to Game Pass. They would not allow that. I'm telling you.
Why are you so
convinced?
They
were already forced for it to go to Xbox because they just wouldn't allow that, dealer.
Why? Why do you think that? Do you not see the change in the win funds?
No, I don't see that change. No.
Fonz, I know you're coming from
I like turtles.
I know that Sony's a really prideful company. I get that part, but you know what? That ship sailed the moment that they bowed the knee and said, Microsoft, we need your help with Azure. So like for a deal like this to go down and to be, something that's unheard of and just could never happen is not the case. And I'm under the strong impression, and I'm going to stick to those, to my thoughts, that they got an incentive to put it on there. Yes, they had no choice in whether or not it was coming to Xbox and other platforms before they accepted the terms. They had the option to say, you know what? No, we don't want to bring it there. So you know what? You can take your license, shove it up your ass, and get somebody else to make it.
So let me get this straight.
Hold on a second. And they chose not to do that. So once they chose not to do that, they knew that their game that their studio was making was going to appear on their competition's platform. And for it to go a step further, yes, MLB, I'm sure, was leading the dance. But for you to sit here and truly think that this was not discussed with Sony in any form or fashion,
it doesn't need to be.
It does.
As a publisher of the game,
hold on a second. As Zucker pointed out, these guys need to have a relationship. So when you're doing business, you don't want to.
You don't know cutthroat publishers, then, do you? You haven't read all the stories in the past of the
MLB's over there fucking everybody over. They need to be stopped.
I can tell in this situation, Sony is a big enough company that they're not going to get fucking reamed like.
It's okay though. Like either way, no matter what though, it's not worth bickering like bitches over.
So yeah, but you three are under the impression or of the belief.
I mean, your only point to is they got a bad contract, Fonz. I'm sorry.
Listen. You three are saying that they had a say in the Game Pass contract.
No. My thing is, did they make money or did they not make money?
You just said earlier that it went into Game Pass and Sony did have a say in that.
I said they knew about it. You said they didn't.
No.
Yeah, you said it was all based on a bad contract. That's what everything you're standing on is on a bad contract that we don't even know if it exists.
So wait a minute. So you were arguing with me when you agree with me that they didn't have a choice in it.
No,
even if they
that's why I stopped you twice and said I think things are getting tangled up.
No, they don't. They didn't have a choice in this. What I'm saying, Zucker, I know for sure said they did.
Well, what I'm trying to say,
I said that MLB is in the driver's seat, so they are the ones doing this.
Yeah,
and I understand that. I said they're in the driver's seat. They just picked up Sony and the developer and said, "Hey, this is what we want to do, and this is how it's going to happen." Obviously, you're going to get kicked some cash because they want to keep goodwill with their developer and their partner for this big franchise game and the MLB in general. Yep. That's exactly what I said. I never said like they had nothing. They were part of it. So Jim Ryan was like, "Hell yeah, high five." I never said
no. But my point is, you're arguing with me, and when I'm saying that they had no say in it, that's what I said.
That's why I stopped you twice and said I think wires are getting crossed.
MLB is the ones who drove this into Game Pass. And Sony couldn't do a thing.
But Sony agreed to it with some money in their pocket.
They talked about this.
They worked out some kind of deal. They got paid.
They didn't have a say. There's no agreement.
They got some kind of money.
They definitely talked about this in the back rooms. And once again, you're forgetting the point that when Sony decided to go on MLB's terms and allow it to be on other platforms, these type of things were discussed. So it's not like they're being blindsided. And and in all honesty, it doesn't matter at the end of the day because a Sony-made game is going to be day and date on the Game Pass service. And on top of that, like to rub salt in the wounds this week, we find out it's also going to launch earlier on Xbox Game Pass.
Is it?
And I think that's the biggest story out of it all.
So what is it launching in Game Pass, D?
It's
like 4 days earlier or something, right?
4 days earlier or something, yeah.
Wow. Wait, I never heard this.
Is that true?
Happened?
Well, that was circulating on if you have Game Pass.
No, 420 is
yeah, I think it's 420.
Okay.
But maybe if you have
I
like you're
must
talking
have
about the
always
the
been
early
with
edition, the
42
ultimate edition, or whatever.
followers, my bad.
Okay.
It's definitely an interesting subject, but like, maybe somebody can ask around and find out. But I mean, it's possible what Fonzarelli said, but the thing is that if that's the case, that means they signed their rights away, and they didn't foresee that Game Pass could have been a possibility. They didn't specify it, and that's just really stupid on their part.
I gotta say this. I know Sony, and Sony fucking knows contracts. That's for fucking sure.
Well, let me read this, and again, like I would save this topic for later. I know there's so many emotions mixed in this shit.
People love it. So it's
DMC.
Have we gone live yet?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, DMCR in the super chat says Sony didn't have lawyers to go over the bad contract or to get. You being messy. He's contact legality after the game. Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those things where, again, it could all be based on a bad contract. Not as likely, in my opinion. I again didn't say that they did or did not have a say. I said that they got paid. Which last night at the party I was told they did not get paid. Which they certainly did get money somehow from this.
Somebody just sent me something where a Sony representative said they had no say in this deal. And they are upset with it because they are not happy with the subscription-based model because they want to make money from their games. So I was right.
So
they're not
is that confirming that they got no money in any way, shape, or form?
Come on now, dealer. Let's not get into semantics. You know
no,
what I'm talking
semantics
about.
Semantics is getting paid.
There was no. They had no say in it. I was right, guys. Concede.
We weren't arguing against if they had a say.
First of all, what's
the source? You were arguing with me about that.
What's the source?
Look up the
why is everyone yelling? Pon, stop yelling at me.
Look up the site. Look it up.
Sony
claims.
Look it up. Link me what you're reading. What do you mean look it up? Why would I look it up? Just link me and DM me right now what you're reading.
Oh, I sure
Link
will.
me, damn it, link me.
I sure will.
Hey, big. While they're doing that, we have Dr. Phil coming behind the scenes. Shout out to almost 2,000 people watching this live, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. And man, I like this. My panel's got energy tonight. This shit's nice. Hey, seriously, hit the like button if you haven't.
Sit down,
and
all of you.
Fonzarelli's very angry in the background, yelling at his dog. Hang on a second. But still, thanks for coming in and watching us. And again, I think that's why I stopped and said I think the wire's being crossed like twice, maybe 3 times, because I think there are 2 different points that we're trying to argue. One is Sony didn't make any money from this, which I absolutely do believe they did. And 2 is, did they have any control at all if it went on Game Pass, which I care a lot less about. So,
also, if this is possible, that if this is an ongoing contract, and let's say it went for 5 years, Xbox can go ahead next year and keep this going. So that's another thing to consider too. I know it's Fonzarelli, the article that he's talking about, because I read it earlier and I posted about it. If the fact is that is the case, and they got themselves in a situation where, they're gonna get their lunch served to them this whole time, unless they want to take it to court and do whatever. But it seems like they signed a large amount of power stake to Major League Baseball.
They signed a bad contract. Thank you.
They signed a bad contract.
Well, there's a remedy for that. They can sacrifice a goat. It'll be cured within 24 hours. Next topic, please.
What? 24 hours? I was told 3 to 7.
Okay, 3 to 7. New topic.
All right. So again,
actually, if you read the article, just to have it never says Sony had no say. It literally.
I was just waiting on you to bring it up. Go ahead.
Well, I'm reading. I'll read this motherfucker. I'll read it.
Yep. Dive into the headlines.
A Sony representative claims it was MLB's decision and not Sony's. That's it. It never says that they had no say or they didn't collaborate or nothing. It didn't say they didn't have no discussions and they did it on their own.
Yep.
So they didn't collaborate.
Sit down.
No, let me read it to you.
I like turtles still, though,
brother. Since you can't read,
already believe MLB the show.
From this representative,
hang on. Fonz, go ahead, Fonz. Go ahead.
We want to make our games bigger and better. Hopefully, at some stage, more persistent. So putting those into subscription models on day one just doesn't make any sense for us.
So does that mean
not have any say and did not approve this deal? It was all MLB, bro.
Wait, that last part. Did you say did they not have any say? Is that you or them that said that?
Come on, comprehension. Read the whole article.
Oh, comprehension now.
Hey, I was told that we believe in generations. Which one is it?
Listen, we've talked about the legality way over in the top.
Yeah.
We really haven't talked about the impact. And I think that
Huge.
just the optics of everything, and aside from all the how it happened and stuff like that, Sony definitely looks bad here. It's
Yeah, of
only,
course they do.
it's also going to be this possibility that I think that I don't think they're going to put it in Game Pass. I mean, in PS Plus day one. But this argument that we're having right now, as feverish it is, and it has been on the internet about how this looks bad. Like I told people that I talked to, it'll go away for a little, but when 420 comes, we're back at it again, and it's going to be an ugly thing. It's just really bad optics, and it's at a time where Xbox is just firing on all cylinders. So.
I love this conversation, Tim.
I think Sony should try to kind of fix it, and the only way I can think of that is to put it in PS Plus,
To put more games in Game Pass, Tim. More.
Double down.
It's truly, like I said on Games on Daily on Saturday, it's a slap in the face to their fans and to Sony. You're putting it on your direct competitors' value service. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. It's nuts.
Mhm.
And you know what the best part is? They're going to see that the sales still do extremely well, and that maybe we will consider it. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where to just round it all off. Okay, Sony apparently was up to MLB, right? We knew that, right? Sony got paid in some way by MLB or someone else, though. Like, obviously, right? It was up to MLB if it came to other platforms, etc., services, apparently. And they didn't necessarily say that they had no say or never got compensated, at least when it comes to money, right? So, and they also believe in generations. And Spider-Man is not multi-platform or going to PS4. So none of it really matters. But it did create a good conversation. Chat has a lot to say on it. And by the way, Chat, we haven't had like a little bar fight in a while. And this is nice.
Chat, good job, Fonzarelli. Kept to his point. Good job, you guys. You kept to your point. But it's an argument, and it's a valid argument. But the thing is that it's just something that I don't think you'll ever get a resolution to. And those type of stuff, I hate them because you'll just never know like what really happened.
The funny thing ever is like 3 years from now, Jim Ryan's going to be at Harvard teaching people don't sign bad contracts. Like they're gonna have examples and be like, "Oh,
Stodgy Caesar, you fraud! I don't owe my knee to nobody. My point was correct. Sony are getting paid somehow." But Zucker also said that MLB were in the driver's seat and Sony got in the car and they asked them what the fuck they wanted to eat. And everyone's kind of saying a little bit of the same thing in a different way, and that's why I stopped it 3 times and said, "Wires are getting crossed." But
hey, they were in the passenger seat asking for McDonald's, but they got Jack in the Box instead.
Either way, they still got compensated, which was my only point. Hey, I talked to someone at the party about this last night. This is what I'm talking about.
We all talked about this.
Yeah, I'm talking about when it comes to getting paid, but Sony made money in some way. So, I mean, that's all I'm talking about. The only thing I'm referring to. So, it really doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, a Sony developed game is going to Game Pass, and
that's the crazy thing. That's for me. Like even when we were talking about it last night, I just can't grasp how this happened. I mean, Phil, shout out to him, man. Like I don't know how he came up with this idea, or whoever came up with this idea, but that's just like that's the type of stuff that you got to do. That was really smart to think that way. And to just get that deal is just and to solidify it, because even when it was announced, I still had there's a little bit of maybe like something could happen where I mean it's going to release, but like I still kind of like think there's something where there's going to be a response by Sony, whether it's they're going to give their fans something.
They got a response. We're going to come to that next.
They'll come out and never do this again.
Yeah. Shout out to Shane. Super Chase. Congrats on 100K. Now let's get up to 200K. Thank you. Yeah, bro. I don't know. Also shout out to, oh man, catching up on some of these. It's been crazy. Dova King says Halo needs to be have 9 out of 10 to stay. Yeah, Halo's relevant no matter what it comes out at, unfortunately. And I say that in a nice way. Like it's going to be free to play multiplayer and all that stuff. It's going to be a massive game. We just want it to be the best it can be. Jane or Jojin, I hope I pronounced that right. He says, "Hey, Tim, are you good? Question mark. How was your COVID? Tim,
I'm
you're-
much better
yeah.
now. Symptom free for 5 days. Went to work yesterday. Doing
Hell
good.
yeah.
Thank you for the support, everyone here. And it's just all I gotta say is just if you get it, just take it serious.
Yeah, take it seriously. Dova King, by the way, he also says, imagine if Phil went to Marvel for Spider-Man next.
Oh,
Hey, that's a
man.
good point there. And Sony will get paid
you know
some
what?
out.
On that point, that's the bigger takeaway I have with this whole situation with MLB. First Outriders, now MLB. I'm looking at the future, and I see more and more multiplats coming to Game Pass. And as I said in my last video, the question is going to become: do I want to pay $70 over here or get Game Pass over there? And seriously, it's going to be a bigger issue going forward because I see this continuing. I see Microsoft getting more and more big multiplats.
I've noticed that the media, they're really loving this because most of the time we hear so much negative shit about Microsoft and they're not doing this, they're not doing that. But I've been seeing from a lot of journalists, oh, I'm loving Game Pass, man. I like my PlayStation, but man, Game Pass is so awesome right now, and I'm just hearing tons of stories about that. And I gotta say, this deal is really piquing people's interest in Game Pass if they didn't know about it already, and it's really showcasing what a great value it is. And like we haven't even touched on the fact that if you get this game, if you have Game Pass, you can play this game on the cloud. You can play it on your tablet. You can play it on other devices. This is a big deal, and I do think it's setting a trend going forward where a lot of other companies are gonna jump on this bandwagon. I think we probably have one of these in the topics, so I'll save that for
So,
later.
D, what's a better deal to you though, than Xbox version of MLB The Show or the PlayStation one?
Well, obviously, I want it on the Xbox because I'm just more comfortable on the platform and with the controller and everything, and of course the price. I tweeted this out when it happened. If you're a PlayStation guy, it just has to sting. They're saying all the publisher, they're not publishing.
Of course it does.
It has to sting that the competition is going to get this game day and date, and if you're in a subscription service, you're gonna get it essentially for like the $15 a month or whatever the yearly fee that you pay, or you're gonna get it at a discount. You're gonna get it cheaper. The perks are there, and honestly, it is a bad look on Sony. If I'm Sony now, like they put I see a little fallout from this, and they put Avengers on PS Now, and
man,
but that's not it. You're gonna have to do something for your fan base for this game now, if you care. And if they don't do anything, then it just goes to show that they don't really care.
Well, there's also the thing that I was looking at is Game Pass and Xbox has become the place to play sports games. Like that is, they have everything sports wise on there pretty much, and that's it.
And
that's
the cloud, and
the cloud, they just have everything there, and so it's kind of insane that they have that much value on Game Pass for just sports fans, because a lot of people play sports games. Like if you always look at like the top played stuff, it's a lot of sports games. Everybody enjoys those games.
Just imagine if they get Battlefield 6 in Game Pass.
Oh, that's the latest,
dude.
That's the newest rumor.
Yeah. Well, I think
I want
that is I think that's a later subject, so I'm not going to pontificate on it. But all I'll say is that it's just funny because the people are taking these shots at subscription services, and I think that I think Phil and Xbox is determined to show you that this subscription service is going to work, and then I think they're pretty confident it's going to be copied. I think that they realize that Sony. I think that they're from what I've heard, they want to get so far ahead out that when other companies decide to do the same thing, that they have an active lead that they can manage.
Well, that's what everybody's done, right? Netflix did that. They've signed multiple directors to exclusive deals.
Right.
Like that's what they're trying to do. Netflix got ahead so far that they're like, we need to just keep making content, keep bringing it out, have something there every week, basically, and for different people in different genres. And now Disney Plus is catching up, and so is like even HBO Max is hiring a lot of things, paying money. It's just the nature of the beats. Amazon.
But like you said, Netflix, if you remember, I think it was like 2 years ago. Remember they went on that just absolute like spending spree, and they signed all these developers, and they signed all these producers, and they signed all these shows. That was their their point of really trying to distance themselves. And you know what? At this point, if you argue them all, Netflix is by far number one, and then I would say Disney is second, and Disney's a strong competitor. Yeah, I think if you can draw a parallel with Xbox right now, I think that they think I know that they think that Sony's going to follow, and they just want to kind of get it to a point where when they do, because Sony, when they do, it's going to be big.
They've gained big enough lead now where it's like, okay, we're good. And they're doing that on more than one plane, by the way. They're doing that with not only Game Pass, they're doing it with X Cloud as well. They've gotten so many years ahead on building this tech that their competitors are coming to them to let them use their tech to do the same thing. And that's worth noting. They're doing this in more than one way.
The only thing I can see that Sony would need to do, and like, don't get me wrong, Sony has, right now, like, the best first party games. We all agree on that. Like, they have top notch, high quality.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
First party. Yeah, well, yeah, it depends.
Racing,
no.
I'm just saying. You gotta give him the lead.
I gotta give him the lead, man. Sorry, last year.
I did it for the chat, okay?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, they have really good games, and the only thing they would need is to bring out more of them. That's all. Like, because a subscription service thrives on keeping people on there for every single month. So if they have, like, this year, they don't have that many games coming out, right? A lot of people don't, but Xbox is filling that up with Outriders, a lot of stuff like that, and really using third-party deals to kind of fill that gap that COVID kind of created. Mm-hmm. And I think that Sony would need to do that and more. I think Sony would need to get more first-party developers to make it viable on their end, because they do have amazing first-party games that if they had a subscription service, everybody in chat, you best believe that that's going to be a competitor to Game Pass. Well, yeah. Because they have the knowledge, they have everything, and it's going to be I'd subscribe to it.
It'll be day and date, right? It'll be day and date.
Yeah, day and date, 100%. Because I would subscribe to that.
I mean, Sony literally were telling you why Generations was bad the day before they told you that it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll say whatever they're saying until the head of the snake turns a different way. We've seen it over and over. You'd be an idiot to think that they had no idea this could happen. You'd be an idiot to think they didn't make any money from it. It wasn't their decision. No, it wasn't necessarily their decision. But, it is what it is. Like, we've covered every aspect. Shoguns thinks it'll come to the KFC console next. So shout out to Shoguns in the super chat. And again, that's why I wanted to stop this discussion a couple times and try to route it in the right direction. Because, not for a second, I believe Sony made zero money off of this Game Pass thing in no way whatsoever. So
here we go.
Here we go again.
I mean, but that was never the argument, right?
We're talking about that.
That was never the argument, right? So that's why I stopped it and tried to point it the right way. So
everybody's like, "Oh my God, stop!"
I know. Hey, shout out to 2000 in the chat, guys. Hit the like button if you have it. We'll move on to the subject, okay? I'm sorry. It's pretty interesting, okay? We got Fonz to yell. I loved it.
I loved it.
We got to get Fonz a little more ramped up.
The three of you sit down.
What are you doing?
I'm already sitting down, though.
About us here, though. We don't have a hive
like
mind.
Fonz came in here with a fucking pitchfork.
Yeah, well, that's good. People like that. You don't want a panel that just says, "Yeah, everything's good. Everything that we agree on."
Oh, but we've never been that way here. Honestly, we've had disagreements.
Yeah, Fonz thought it was a great idea that Sony didn't bring the DualShock 4 to the PS5. We were like, "What?"
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you guys were yelling at me for that.
It was like, "What the hell? It uses Bluetooth."
I still, I get what you're saying. I truly do with that. But for me, it's like there's a packing controller. I don't care. That's what I use.
All right.
I don't buy expensive controllers. So
well, if it was about if we cared or not, we wouldn't have had that discussion that we just had. So
I just don't. Yeah.
Well, either way, shout out to everyone in the super chat, guys. I mean, I'm trying to.
Can I jump in real quick? I'm watching you play this game, and you and Colt are having the hardest time flipping goddamn switches here.
Keep in mind,
you guys have been in here for like 10 minutes, man, and I just want to like.
That's not true. You're exaggerating, sir. I'm on the right, Colt's on the left, just so you know. If you notice someone running around in circles trying to do stuff, it's Colt. Shout out to Colt. He'll be here next week, I think. So, again, let's go ahead and move forward. And before I do, I have to stall and say thanks to everyone watching us, guys. We do appreciate it. Havoc, by the way, shout out to you, the super chat. He says masters of getting exclusives in their on their platform. Yeah, they don't know how to do good contracts now. Yeah, I don't know. Again, none of this stuff has been substantiated or proven in any way whatsoever.
You fucking troll.
The gameplay's infuriating me.
So Sony looked at the contract. I signed up twice.
Did.
Oh my
They
god!
signed a bad deal, bro.
Hey,
Game
You got
Pass.
a
Shout out to
bad
everybody.
man.
You got a few super chats agreeing with you, Fonz. I don't have time to read them. I'm gonna skip past a few of these. So
Oh
we
yeah, skip all the big good ones.
No,
Yeah,
like
Team
there's.
Fonz,
I mean, again,
love
though,
you
this
guys,
is
love
the
you
chat
guys.
agreeing with what we were already
Love you
saying that
guys.
it was a deal on behalf of MLB.
It's my chat now, dealer. It's my chat.
Yes,
Love you
Fonz's
all.
chat. He's, the great. Here's one. Here's one. I'll read this one for you. The General C says. Fonz is right. It was MLB's call, which again, that's why we said they were all in the car together and negotiating for the money. That was my point. To put it in Game Pass. Thank you so much. MLB The Show coming to PC this year?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, no, it's not till next year, I think.
No.
It's going to other platforms in 2022. It's only Xbox that got in a year early than it should have been.
Nintendo, I believe, is going to get it because when
Next year.
Yeah, they're going to get it next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no confirmation on PC. That's right. It's just Nintendo.
Yeah, well,
I don't
Nintendo tweeted about it when it happened. So
That's
Dealer
amazing.
saying he's on the right in the gameplay, like that was supposed to make him.
I was on the right, okay? Yeah. And do I make mistakes
to
on the
be
right?
honest,
Yeah, I
Zucker,
make mistakes on the
To
right in
be
the gameplay.
honest, yeah. But there was some horrible mistakes on the left. Colt, I'm sorry, I love you, but man, that was some bad gameplay.
But you two played a game, and you probably take 20 minutes to get past the first level. Shit, come on now.
I'm already playing it. I already got past.
You're
all
still in the
space
first level,
things.
ain't you? Be honest.
I'm in the space like pillow
Isn't
place,
that
whatever.
shit? Yeah, the game's good. Like chat, if you
It's
haven't
hella
played,
good.
if you haven't played, It Takes Two. Like seriously, it's one of the best games I've played in years. Which is crazy because this guy made A Way
That's
Out,
nuts.
and the voice acting in A Way Out, and how that game held your hands. I never would have thought this guy would come and make this game because it's leagues ahead of A Way Out. So you got to
he's
try it.
improving, man. Each game he's improved. A bit.
Fuck
Exactly.
the Oscars. Yeah.
Dude, he had that.
Yep.
He has that in the game. And
what is
it
his
takes
name?
two.
Joe Ferraro or whatever. What is his name?
You're close. It's something like that.
Well, it's funny. Like you said, Fonzarella, his game is it's getting better and better, and it's something that is unique. But I heard that the first Way Out was
What the hell was that?
Didn't mean to do that.
Don't do that.
I ain't
Shit.
gonna lie, that made me jump.
It
for
was
half a
pitched
second.
That's a little
Xbox.
too intense.
I heard it was pitched to Xbox, and they turned it down.
Oh, why would they turn that shit down? Hey, Meat Puppy says it doesn't matter why the stuff is on Xbox or Game Pass. It is. Love the show. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Shout out to Tony Bryant
It's
as well. Shout out to Dover King again, who more MLB
Joseph
super
Ferris.
chats. Say what?
Joseph Ferris.
Joseph
Thank you.
Ferris.
Yeah.
XS Effect, shout out to you. I'm just gonna, if everyone's saying repeating the same thing, I'm just gonna give a shout out. Nano Polymath, shout out to you, brother.
Shout out.
Kevin, I felt bad last show. I didn't get to any of them because the fucking show crashed towards the end, so I missed a lot of super chats. So, I'm going to go ahead and
Move on.
shout out to you, Cody, as well. I'm gonna go ahead and move towards the next topic, and thank you guys for doing what you
Yes.
do. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Woomy Hood, fuck you. Anyway, next topic. Let's go ahead and do this. Sony responds, Woomy Hood. You know how they did that? They brought
God.
the PS. Keep in mind, I say this because people were saying this on Twitter. Sony responded to Game Pass by putting the PS4 version of Avengers in PlayStation Now.
Like anybody
you
gave a
doing?
fuck about Avengers.
Oh yeah. So was this their response to MLB The Show day and date in Game Pass? They responding to their own game in Game Pass? How's this work?
It sounds like a Jim Ryan move.
I think you got a good point.
We'll show them. We'll show Phil Spencer. We'll throw Avengers in PS Now. Fuck him. Ah!
He's trying to sound like Tiger King over there.
And borderline.
Trying. I thought that was
Hey,
it.
I got a question about it though. Did they get Spider-Man yet?
On Avengers?
Actually, did you see that?
No.
Did you see that Spider-Man thing where somebody was saying that the Spider-Man deal probably hurt Avengers more than helped them because people were
saw
so
that.
pissed? Like that's how it starts off. Like you didn't even launch the game, and then it's like, oh, Spider-Man only coming to PlayStation, and they made a big deal out of it. So people were like, well, F you. Like, what else are you going to keep from certain platforms? Because and this is something that we talked about on this show. Like, you're stupid to do that. If you need a community to keep your game alive, like, why would you cut your community in half or like exile a whole basically demographic of people buying your game? So it's actually hurt them. And so now it's funny. Every time Marvel Avengers is talked about with Sony, it's like a negative like article comes out about it.
I know that some people do like the game and did like the game or whatever, but I don't know a lot of people playing it anymore. I don't know anybody personally playing it anymore.
I'll give you my
I'm
version of it. I'm not even into comics or any of the characters. I bought the game because everybody on my podcast thought we could play it together. So they talked me into buying it. The problem with the game is, if I'm playing as the Hulk, I should not have to beat a simple little human 384 fucking times in
That's
the
what I was
head with a
saying.
shovel to kill it.
Thank you. Me and Dealer said the same thing.
Who was damage controlling that, Fonz? Who was in there fucking? No, the Hulk had punch fucking.
Zocker.
Was it Zalker?
Zocker.
Wasn't me.
Yeah.
I think it was
mean,
Zalker.
you wanna feel-
You were saying that it was RPG, and you were saying, yeah, and we told you, yeah, we get that and all, but Hulk shouldn't have to hit.
The only thing I said is that I'm playing
times.
it. The only thing I said is I'm playing it for the story and then leaving. Like I played for the story, got the story, and I was like, cool. I didn't care about Hulk. I didn't care. I was like,
man.
I just want to play the damn story because I actually read the comics. So I was like, we'll see how the story goes. And then once it was done,
didn't make
I put
much
it away.
Horace, what's up with you and the weird comments, Horace? Are you all right? Yeah, it's a little past your bedtime, sir. Yeah, that might have been Zalker. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, playing as Hulk, playing as Hulk. Yeah, you shouldn't have to do somebody 30 times. I agree with Wilmy, but well, I mean, I was blown away to see that people are saying this is their response to the whole Game Pass deal. They threw Avengers in to PS Now, the PS4 version. Apparently, the PS5 version is not even. You can't. Can you download? Can you not download? the patch?
No. I think it's either that. It's the PS4. It's the PS4 version, and also Borderlands 3 is the PS4 version, and that's notable because I remember when the NBA came out for Xbox on Game Pass, and they were making such a big deal that it wasn't the Series X and S. But I mean, some people were saying that you could play it and then upgrade it, but you still have to buy I mean, their smart delivery or their lack of really is beginning to show.
Big time.
Hey, HR Bomber says it's a superhero game and you're not super. I felt like I was just someone's dad, just running around beating the shit out of robots.
Pretty much.
You know? Pretty much. That's what it was.
I like how everybody's like.
I never heard that. Go ahead.
I like how everybody's like fraud Zalker. I guess I have to go to my contract for RDX. I probably signed a bad one.
I mean,
somebody said that I have beef with Zocker. I'm like, no. Zocker was in the chat that day when we were talking about Hulk. Me and Dealer. You know
Xbox
what?
Party chat.
It could have been
the Hulk
was it-
discussion.
was
I
it
remember was
Obi-Wan?
the Avenger. No,
What?
I didn't want to
Was
say.
it Obi-Wan?
Listen,
Maybe it was
listen,
Obi-Wan.
listen.
I
I
don't
didn't
remember.
want to talk shit about Obi. I've done it enough. He said some
we all
stuff
have.
about Avengers. He's cool, so he's fine.
Hmm.
The Hulk thing we talked about, and this is off topic like hell, was the Endgame shit. You guys hated Endgame Hulk, and I was like, it's in the comics.
Endgame
You guys
didn't.
Professor Hulk.
I mean, what are you talking about? Oh, the movie.
Remember you didn't-
Professor Hulk.
Yeah, the movie. The
I
movie.
said,
the
fuck that
Endgame
guy.
Hulk.
He got screwed over in that movie.
Exactly. And that's the stuff that we talked about that I was like, I liked it because it's part of the comics. And so
Mhm.
you were like, I don't give a shit. I want to see him blow shit out. I was like, God damn, dealer.
Take your glasses off, bitch. Fight.
Dealer.
It wasn't the movie. It wasn't the game.
Ugh.
Obi admitted it. Obi just said
It was Obi.
Me and you,
Obi?
Zocker.
No,
It was me
you
and
little
Zocker.
bitch, Obi.
He threw you in the fire with him. He drug you in,
And him.
He did. He's like, wait, they're blaming Zucker.
gave you a bear hug, and said, "Burn with me." Hey,
That's funny.
shout out to Fun Speculation, Brian Harris. We also got Carlos Perez, Shoguns, Next Gen, just spell really weird. Nukem, Alpha Dog, Snake Eyes. Shout out to all you guys. We are gonna go ahead and move forward. Avengers was not our fucking response, unlike what people were saying on Twitter for some reason. Please don't say that.
Yes. Somebody told me that someone said that it was a bigger move than MLB.
What?
I mean,
Who the fuck would say that? Who's dumb?
I know. Some people
I don't
would
know
say-
who it was.
Some people would say, I'm not going to name names. I said it was a nice get, and people were even like, they're like, no, it sucks. It's like, I was like, all right, but
been saying it sucks. Yeah.
it was no response. So a response is
It's not.
It's when a response is a response.
You know what a response would have been? They could have easily said, you know what? MLB's going into PS Now day one. Why did they do that?
I'm surprised they didn't have any kind of response, to be honest.
You know why they didn't do that?
Because MLB wouldn't let them
get that extra $10. Exactly.
MLB wouldn't let them.
Hey,
Please let us.
They're like, why can't we put it in there? It's not in the contract. Damn it!
You signed a
the
shitty
bad
contract,
Damn
Sony.
it.
Fuck you.
that contract.
Hey,
You know what the funny thing is? There's gonna be a big report of like 85 lawyers fired from Sony.
Boy.
Like, Fonz, you were right. Oh God.
I want
Who's
some
gonna
official
make
information
the,
to come out on
meme?
it. That'd be nice. That'd be something to talk about right there. Not for an hour.
Yeah.
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 Wilmy, what were you saying?
Who's gonna make the meme of Fonz and the attorney's outfit?
The attorney outfit.
He's like drawing up.
Contract.
No.
I'm opening up Photoshop. I'll have one for you in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Have him in a suit.
Send us
All
the
right, man.
Fonzarelli. Have him read it over. Hey, and then
Fonzarelli and Associates.
I do again. I do got to move forward. Again, Avengers.
Yeah.
Funny. I don't know how it would ever be a bigger get than. No, never mind. I'm not even gonna fucking say it. I just feel
Huge
stupid
get.
saying it. Hey, by the way, Watch Dogs Legions, real quick. That's getting a frame. That's 60 FPS mode, which is exactly why I
You
did not
called
play
it,
it so
dealer.
far. And hopefully that's great. That's all I want to say on that. Because the game had my interest. Wasn't super great. I'm not super far. I wanted those super frames, so
Yeah.
hopefully those come soon.
That's a lot of super.
Yeah, that's what
That's a lot of
took me
supers.
out of it.
That's a lot of
I
supers,
started
bro.
to play that game, but that 30 frames was horrible for me.
It's
I
so
just
hard to go
couldn't do
back
it
to,
after
man.
playing those 60 frames games. Yeah. So, and you called it back then. I remember you were telling me, you said, "Oh, it'll get patched. It'll get patched," and now it's getting patched.
And people were using that. It's not powerful enough to do 60. You don't even know how these fucking frames are made, and you're sitting there talking shit. Like, of course it's powerful enough. Just reduce something else. So, anyway, there's no
I mean,
bottlenecks
are
like
they
before.
looking at the same game?
I don't know. I think they're, who knows? They're probably playing the PS4 version, not knowing it, like some people did when it launched. Insomniac confirming the GPU is capable of brute forcing machine learning. D-Batch, are you going to talk? Because this is kind of funny. We had to tell people what the difference was between machine learning being built into capabilities accelerated by silicon and being brute forced by GPU.
Yeah.
Different.
Just to touch on it real quick, because
I don't want to go
honestly,
into this too long.
I can't be bothered, to be honest with you, because people are going to believe what they want to believe. The fact that they say machine learning and PlayStation 5 are the same sentence, everyone's losing their fucking minds, and that just goes to show you how important certain people feel about features that apparently they don't care
100%.
about.
That's true,
You know
boy.
what I'm saying?
100%.
But in all honesty, the machine learning that like a lot of device, like your cell phone can fucking do machine learning. Okay? Like
Yep.
let's just be honest about that. Now there's different levels to it, right? And without going into like all the technical integers and all that bullshit, it's basically they're running machine learning that's capable to be run on the software there. It's also capable to be run on the PS4. There's certain forms of it that they can run on the PS4. It's not the same thing as NVIDIA using the tensor cores, to leverage some hardware acceleration, or the Xbox Series X with their dedicated hardware on there for the acceleration. So it's not the same levels. It's not the same things.
And add to that we literally said that until Sony confirm X, Y, or Z, we're not confirming it for you, right? Like we're not until then. It doesn't have...
And at this point, with the consoles being out, with the consoles being fucking torn down, with deep dives and fucking hot chips, if the PlayStation 5, and just knowing the kind of company that Sony is, if the PlayStation 5 had accelerated hardware on there for machine learning, they would be screaming about it from the top of the mountains. And they're not. And the reason why they're not is because it doesn't have it. And we've said on here many times, and Tim is a valuable member to the RDX crew for his insight that nobody
being
else
Tim
has.
Dog.
Okay, so let's just leave that there. And when Tim Dog says, forget about what I say, when Tim Dog says that Microsoft waited to get the full feature set of RDNA 2 in their console, when they waited to make sure that they can have some hardware acceleration in there for
Phil has confirmed all this since then. Yeah, I mean it's not.
Yeah, Phil has
Believe
confirmed
it.
it.
Believe it, okay? So
Yeah.
Sony doesn't have it. They don't have the same levels. Now, the only thing I'm going to be honest with you that does annoy me, and I'm sorry if anyone from Microsoft is listening right now, is these little things in their codes where we're seeing games drop for no fucking reason to a lower level in the competition. And like, we know it's up to the GDK and all this shit, but at the same time, these things need to be ironed out because it sends a bad message. The Xbox Series X is more powerful. Period. Like, don't give me this shit. Oh, it's different architecture and all. It's just, listen. The PlayStation and the Series X are both made by AMD. This is not a situation where we have Nvidia and AMD. And you say, well, their T-flops are
There's still people like bitching about this, D. I mean, the developer just came out and confirmed everything we said about the tools. I showed a video of it. I had a video on this channel like not long ago about this. Like, this ain't something that you gotta.
One thing I want to make, one quick point, and I'm done.
Yeah.
Let me jump in after
I forget the Italian guy's name. Maybe Tim can help me with that. He's one of the engineers on the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
He came out initially when he kind of spilled the beans and said, no, the PlayStation 5, it's not full RDNA 2. It's got a mixture. And he also said that there was no machine learning. Now, everyone at that time was trying to spin him and say, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about. The guy's a fucking engineer. But anyways, for the PlayStation. Anyways, said, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And lo and behold, the truth came out that the PlayStation 5, it doesn't have all the feature set of RDNA 2. There's no mention from Sony that has machine learning. Yet these guys still cling to the hope of these things being in it, and it's sad in a way because I think the Xbox crew kind of went with that. Some of them, the extremists, when the Xbox One came out with the fucking hidden GPU shit. Listen, it is what it is. The PlayStation is a fantastic machine. I'm not gonna dog it. I enjoy it. I play it, but it's just not the same power level as the Series X. And Microsoft needs to get all the tools working properly so that we're not seeing the console perform inferior to the competition that has lesser hardware.
And so, and to jump on that,
refrigerators have machine learning too now.
So to jump in that a little bit, so people can kind of understand a little bit what we're talking about. Machine learning is like basically taking data and algorithms and having the basically the programmers that program the machine to understand it and do it on their own, and it's automated. So they don't have to like really go in there and mess with things. Now they usually use the CPU. I don't know. They usually use the CPU to do that if it's like small like data, and the Xbox has a great CPU, so they can do it there. But if you want to do it with intensive data like games do, hence why they use pointers in their programming and all that to handle large amounts of data, they will overload the GPU to do that. And so that's what's happening now. That's why the GPU, the 12 teraflops, 12.1, is why that's big, because now programmers can actually automate even more of the processing of the game on that GPU, way more than what Sony can do. And don't get me wrong, Sony has machine learning. It's just not as intensive or in depth as it can be like it is on the Xbox Series X because of the GPU and also the CPU that is together with it. And that's where the difference comes in. Does it have machine learning? Yes, but it's not it's not crazy.
Let's not stay on this. Like we've done this shit over and over. X Station, by the way.
I just wanted to ask, like, okay, go ahead, read.
He's talking about the difference between RDNA 1.1 and 2, but then do your research, sir. Please stop it, okay? Yeah. I mean, I don't want this shit to go because we already talked about this. Your PS3 was doing. You used to be able to have your PS3 sit there and do calculations to help cure diseases in the background. Like there's all kinds of different examples of this.
I wasn't just saying it to be funny. Refrigerators do have machine learning now.
Yeah.
They have computers and everything on them now that do that, and the algorithms and stuff. But from a layman's perspective like mine, Zucker makes the claim that that the Xbox Series X's machine learning is higher. How do we know that for
It's got
sure?
dedicated silicon to hardware accelerate it and take the load off of the GPU, for example, right?
Okay.
That's what we've been saying this
100%.
whole time.
Yeah. That's the reason, one of the reasons why they were late, and this is given to me by people at Xbox. Take it right from there. And they have also, like Dealer have said, Phil came out and he said that they waited for full RDNA. But they have waited, and I had known this, and the answer that I always got was that they waited for the full RDNA 2 and the ML technology. Now, the thing that goes on with the dedicated hardware for the machine learning, they also have a hot chips where it gives you they go into it where it gives you 3 times to 10 times performance versus just doing software. So they built it onto the silicon. That's why they waited, and that's why that they were behind. They wanted the specific technology, and it goes further. The reason why they wanted the technology is specifically or most beneficial to the Series S. Why? Because they use, if you guys are familiar, I'm sure D is, and obviously you guys, DLSS super resolution is coming to Xbox. And from what I'm hearing is it's absolutely a game changer. So your Series S, when you hook it up to a 4K TV and it's running a game at, let's say 1200p, it looks exactly like 4K. It is absolutely stunning. I've talked to people that actually seen it in process at Xbox Labs, and they are just they're just taking it back. So
and again, this isn't on the GPU.
It is a long play. It is a long play. Yes, it is a long play. And Colt, he's
That's
not
good to
here, but we you know he is a witness to this. But you know it's coming, and it was, you know, like I said, the super resolution was with machine learning was a play mostly for the Series S, because there's going to come times where the games are, you know, 800p, let's say, or it's
less.
Or less, and it looks 1080p. You know, like you just have to come a fraction
I get
to what it is, and it looks
and
like a 1080p.
I just want to double
picture.
down on the fact that, of course, we've known the machine learning on your like I said, your cell phone shit. We're not kidding. Like they do this stuff on any kind of decent device these days. What we've always been talking about, because obviously they've already had machine learning on lesser devices than PS5, is the hardware acceleration that doesn't bear load on the GPU, uses other parts of the silicon, like ray tracing would, right? The 12 teraflops worth of equivalency of 12 teraflops of ray tracing at no cost to the 12 for general rendering on the GPU for the game, right? So that's what we're talking about. Completely different. So maybe we have to clarify every single fucking time so guys on Twitter understand.
But here's the thing though. Sometimes I like for you guys to do that. I ask because I don't like it when, say, Zucker says what he says, even though he's right. I want you guys to back it up and explain it as you did, because a lot of people out there don't know, and they'll run with it and say, well, he's making these false claims.
And then
blah,
you
blah,
say,
blah,
where's the link? And then they get killed because the link says the full story.
So I just want you guys to be clear, and that was a very good explanation, Tim.
And prove Zucker wrong.
No, you know what it is? It's just that, it's funny because, you know, everyone wants to jump on Xbox because they were obviously came in a little hot with the GDK, and they had some embarrassing moments at launch with these games. Now you're starting to see it kind of level off. Outriders pretty much locked 60, and it's running again higher resolution than PS5. So you're starting to see these games now prove out in a little bit, and I think that you're going to get even more of a gap. But you know, we took a big hit, and I remember, you know, going to Xbox, and it was like, you know, what's the problem here? And I remember specifically, you know, being told this type of stuff, and you know that they waited for certain hardware, and you know, this isn't me making this stuff up. And I understand that in like say 25%, the 75% is makes me understand, or that's talked to me like a 5-year-old is from you know, engineers and people that would know how the stuff works. So again, yeah, they waited for the technology, and again, I would take it 10 times over. Yeah, it was embarrassing at launch for certain people like myself, who, you know, was saying things like, you know, watch out, DF is going to be a bloodbath, because you know, you're going to get this future-proof console where, you know, it's going to weigh out in a long time. And the super resolution stuff, I think you'll start to hear about it probably at the end of the year. I think it'll probably be ready next year, holiday or around there. But that's like really super cool stuff. And you know, that isn't even VRS and other stuff that was added to the silicon. That's just the machine learning portion. But it's just so crazy. It's like Dee said, these people say they don't give a shit, and like, oh, RDNA, you know, haha, but 12 T-flops, we don't care. Look at the games. But when they get a sniff that it possibly could be on their console,
PS5 Pro, remember?
It's like, yeah, like it's amazing. So obviously people do care about this stuff, and kudos to Xbox for you know, waiting and you know, getting it out there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Chat, let us know what you think about that, and if you heard the full story, or you just came in and you're not informed on what was just said over the past 5 minutes or so. Let me go ahead and read out Snake Eye Super Chat. Shout out to you, brother. You had a good one last week as well. You're a big fan of the show, big supporter, man. Thanks for everything that you do, man. He says, congrats on 100,000 subscribers, dealer. I've seen what you and what your community have accomplished. The community is primarily behind that. You guys push all the stuff and get the word out there. It's incredible, he says, and he's so excited for the future. Thank you so much, sir. I do appreciate it. And I got to give a shout out to the patrons and the channel members too, just because I got to. They're awesome. Chuck Eagle, this is a little older. He says, moving to new topic. We got Attic from the party last night. We were in a party with Mega Bad Seed, Attic, Tim, me, Rand, and gaming.
I was there.
Fonz was there, and gaming.
Forte
was there.
Forte.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, shout out to Attic. Addicts in the super chat. Talking about MLB. King Ram, shout out to you, brother. He says, end of the day, it's all conjecture. And then the last one for now, the itch you can't reach. He says, woohoo, 100,000 Colts. Yeah, Colts not here, not this time. He'll be here next week. Should be Glaces at Watch. I should get going. Okay, we get it. You're here for Colt. Yeah, you're one of 6. No, seriously. Colt will be here next week, and he is out having a blast on the beach. Also, Luca in the super chat. I gotta get this one. He says, I don't know, sounds like Fonz is right. Yes, on his points, he is right. It's important to know what points people were trying to say, though. That's my point. And Obi is on your side, too, Fonz. It's hashtag Team Fonz. I'm skipping past all the MLB ones, just so, for time's sake going forward. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you. We must move on to, Tim, real quick. U.S. Army, they're paying Microsoft $22 billion. And I've gotten some messages about this. And I sent them to D-Batch thinking it was TVs, but no, what's going on here?
They are basically utilizing HoloLens tech for the Army. So it's going to be used. How it's going to be used tactically, I don't know, but it's
TV when people are bored, right?
Yeah. No, it's I think it's going to be used actually on the I don't know. I don't want to even but it's definitely HoloLens and I have to take the L because I was critical of them showing HoloLens so early in 2000, I believe it was 14.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never a consumer play, and that's what it was explained to me. It was always a enterprise play, and this $22 billion pays for all the R&D and everything. So this is a huge deal for Xbox, not Xbox. For Microsoft.
Is this over the course of like 8 to 10 years or something though?
Yeah, I think it's a certain amount of units. Yeah, I think they're actually going to use it too. I don't want to, I'm not going to even say that. I don't know what it's for. But I think, do some research on that. I think it's interesting stuff. The HoloLens technology, it's starting to pay off. And a lot of people were saying it was a money pit. When you get a deal like this, you're golden. So
yeah, you're good. And to see what that thing can do.
You paid for all the R&D. Yeah, you paid for everything.
That thing could do. When we first saw it, we're like, holy crap. And I think they showed it off at the gaming thing just to kind of advertise it, like get the name out there. But
remember Minecraft? It was it was amazing.
But yeah, I don't want to wear a toilet on my forehead for 6 hours while I play a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, Wilmy will. And he's probably dead. I don't know what happened to Wilmy.
Oh, no, dude, I'm right here. I'm like you. I'm reading your chat.
Oh, well, what could they? This is a bad question to ask Wilmy, actually, because he's going to be like, I want to play shower with your mom on there. I don't know. Like, no, from what I can tell, they're going to use it for like shush soccer. Don't make it weirder.
Dude, you remember I'm retired Army.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm continuing with this and saying, what do you think they would use it for?
Well, it's pretty obvious. And when you're in the Army and you're in any actual branch of the service, anytime you're involved in a skirmish, the worst thing you can do,
shoot one of your own guys.
We do it in video games all the time. You peek around the corner. You're looking to make sure it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
With this, you can have something on your firearm or on your rifle, and it will display back to your HoloLens. So you can literally see around corners without having to stick your head around the corner.
I see. Yeah.
Interesting.
They could just get a GoPro, you know. and just-
Also could have
Not
two-way
quite the same.
communication. You could
Exactly.
have
GoPro.
two-way communication with headquarters, and they could actually follow with you and give instructions or details.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And see, back before everyone had GPS in their phones in their vehicles, we were using it in the desert.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of this tech comes down from the military first,
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, and it is a great thing. They can use it for training purposes, virtual training. I mean, the possibilities are endless with it.
yeah, and
also too, in I was
Go
just gonna
ahead.
say in the future, I see them going even further. Like I know we watch all these fucking futuristic shows and stuff, but 10, 15 years down the road with nanotechnology, you could be putting these things in your eyes as fucking contact lenses and having that experience. So the technology is definitely promising. I've tried it, and my only complaint at that time was that
Field of view.
Yeah, the field of view was shit, but the actual holograms was like holy shit. Like it truly blew my mind. So once they get that field of view, man, sky's the limit for that technology.
yeah, and you could have a virtual map on your display, and you could literally ping out everyone else that's got one of these devices or a locator, and have all your allies mapped out, and put points of interest. Like it's like a damn video game in a way, right? With much more real
Pretty much.
consequences.
Well, I
so.
mean, pretty much now you have drone pilots. It's the same thing as playing a video game. And I know that sounds morbid, but the controls and everything, it's pretty similar.
I think it's very Wilmy's point about the firearm, about how it could have a camera on it and it could be cross communicating with with what you're looking at. It's very interesting because like he said, you don't have blind spots at that point.
Exactly.
That's a definite advantage. I do think it would be used tactically I think that's where they're going with it.
I can
But
show
don't
you
wanna-
several. I can show you several scars where I got hit trying to peek around a corner.
Damn. Well, like Timothy Clark
So-
says in the chat, I've said it before, but thank you for your service, sir. And I mean it.
Thank you.
Takes a
Will.
lot.
You do not have to thank me,
We
gentlemen.
love you.
It's too
I'm
late.
from
I
a
already
loving
did,
family.
and there's nothing you can do about it, Wimmy.
Yeah.
It takes
Well, thank you.
it takes a good person to do that for the army and be in the army. It's respect.
Well, let me go ahead and there's a fucking bird human in the background. Purple Haze, he says, do you guys know what's going on with Scorn? That game looks a lot better now in that latest gameplay I saw. He says, also, do you guys think you typed out a novel? Sir says, do you think there will be a Max Payne 4 or a remake? Did Remedy keep Max Payne the IP? They sold that off to Rockstar. So
sold to Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar.
what's going on with Scorn? We haven't heard anything on that, and I'm really looking for that umbilical cord action. What's going on?
I haven't saw anything.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
anything.
wasn't that supposed to be out this year?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a launch title, I thought.
Yeah, I thought
it
so
was.
too. But
I've not heard anything about Scorn or Crossfire X for that matter.
Another
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
Crossfire X is going to be delayed. I know that for sure. That's delayed right now.
Well, they had a demo, right, Wilmy? Or they?
Oh, God,
and
the
I heard it was horrible.
The multiplayer was so bad, dude. It was like Call of Duty 20 years prior.
No.
Yeah, I heard it was
I mean,
really bad.
it was.
It's
it
from
was
a big
really
free to
bad.
play like company though. Like, what do you
You
expect? I
could
guess.
tell.
He
you
also
could
says,
tell.
shout out to my
Like
boy
10
Joe, who's actually making Song of Iron, which I hear great things about. Fonz really talking a lot about that game a lot last week.
yeah, looks good, man.
Song
of
of
Iron looks good.
Iron.
Me and Zocker both are waiting for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, I can't wait for Song of Iron. That game looks freaking insane. I hear it's hard though, Fonz. Like it's kind of like almost a little bit Demon Soulish. Like the combat's hard, and you gotta,
No, it's hard.
time
Shit.
things
All right.
and be good combat. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Well,
It
it's a
looks
challenge.
cool.
That's good.
Hey,
Yeah,
here's another
yeah.
challenge. Everybody listening, message Ashtray Gaming on Twitter. Follow him as well. And tell him to beat Jedi Fallen Order and get good at that combat. He won't beat it. He won't play it. He hates that game. So I'm trying to get him to play that damn game.
I'm half finished with that.
It's amazing. E3 2021 confirmed for June 12th through the 15th. By the way, they
Your birthday, yeah.
apparently your birthday.
Yeah.
You got three over the course of 3 days.
June 12th.
You ain't
I'm-
that special.
I'm going to be partying for 3 days. That's for sure.
1 year closer. Well, happy early birthday. Way
You're
early.
gonna have a good birthday, brother.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, so this E3 is different. It's like a digital event, And part of it could be behind some kind of stupid fucking paywall. And Fonz, did you look into this at all? Maybe I should have asked. Have anybody looked into the details of what could be behind the paywall? Have they even decided? And if it doesn't go very well, will this finally kill off E3 for good? I mean, in the way that we've traditionally known it.
Did you read the contract, Fonz? Tell us.
No, I didn't see anything about E3. Honestly, if they do something like that, yeah, that I'm not going to pay for that shit. There's no way.
Like you basically get in, you're able to play these games and stuff a little early, like that they're showing at the showcase. I don't, what games we don't know, right? So
you can play some demos and stuff. They're going to do something like that.
Yeah,
and you got to look at price too. And I mean, the whole thing about E3 is actually being there. It's not just about playing the demos. It's about showing up with your buddies or meeting people there, having a good time, checking out the shows and all that. Having to pay for it online it feels kind of scummy to me.
Yeah.
I'm not down with that.
Yeah, where are the sponsors at?
You got to pay for it?
No, well, but people are gonna get confused when we're saying that. As far as this is my personal belief, but anything like Nintendo shows or I believe Xbox is going to have their event there, and I believe Bethesda is also going to have their event there. I believe it's going to be in one of those 3 days, probably the first day. You're going to be able to see that, stream that, and watch that. You're not going to have to pay for that. If we have to pay for that, to be a world war happen. But stuff like demos and certain developer access or this type of access that they used to give you when you went there probably is what they're going to be charging you for. They're going to charge you for stuff that's exclusive and pretty cool, or maybe you'll be able to get to try out certain games. You can download certain games, but Nintendo's Live Direct and Xbox's show and Ubisoft show, you're not going to be paying for that. That's just going to be news that they do all the time when they come out. There's going to be no pay for there. I just wanted to specifically say that because people are getting confused on that.
Colt died again
earlier.
I thought that was actually an April Fool's joke about paying for any of it.
No, apparently that's like something they were talking about. I don't know.
That's the April Fool's joke, and Halo delays the real.
Halo delays the real one, and that's April Fool's.
I heard this. There'll probably be, like I said, there'll be exclusive VIP access, and you probably can download demos that are games. You can have Zooms with developers and have the panels. Because when you went to E3, a lot of it was like the days of there where they would have panels and they would show you their games, and they would have, you would go to these rooms and have conferences. Now those conferences are just going to be on virtual, and they'll be Zoom, and they'll probably be paid. That was part of the perks that you got when you went to E3. Like I said, you could go to all these conferences and these get-togethers, or they show their games off and they take Q&As and stuff like that. That's what I think is going to be behind the paywall.
Well,
not the news.
I also don't know how much. I mean, if Xbox is going to be there, yeah, cool, whatever. But I don't think they're going to be there. This is just me talking on top of my head. I think they'll show a few things, kind of give like a taste of what's to come, and then I think in summer they might have. What?
You talking about Xbox being there, showing it?
Yeah, Xbox being there. Yeah, like as a big show, right? Like I think they're gonna have their own digital big show, and then I wouldn't be. I think Tim's talked about this. I've talked about this. I really do think that Bethesda's just gonna have their own show,
100%.
and it's gonna be like they're just gonna, because they have all these people. They've been doing. People got to remember they're a whole other conference at E3. Like Xbox bought that. Like they have they show like 4 or 5 games a year. Like at those conferences, mobile, everything, like just every game.
But Microsoft needs those games,
Well, no, I mean, yeah, they're gonna show them and put them out there and just have it focused with Xbox to be like that's what's gonna be. It's gonna be Bethesda, but it's gonna be a little different because Phil will probably be there, be a part of it, and Xbox will be, and all this other stuff.
I think so. You're saying that Bethesda will have its own show like last year?
Yeah, like I think Bethesda will have their own show like they did with E3
Jeff
because they
said-
have those people because they want those people to
Yes.
just operate the same way.
Mhm.
And Bethesda has those people like
I agree.
like the show people event that does it and get paid
I
for
think
it.
that's a
kinda like
dumb
what
idea.
Aaron
I mean,
does.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think it would be. I think Microsoft should just smash it all under their massive E3 show. Open with Wolfenstein, close with fucking Elder Scrolls or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be the coolest thing in terms of like hype. And this show was a 10 out of 10.
Why not expand the hype, right? Like have something for
Because
Xbox
then you
Game
dilute it a
Studios.
little, and Microsoft need all the cool shit they can get in their fucking shows.
I get. No, trust me, I get what you're saying, and I see it both ways. Like I see, why not have Matt Booty do his thing with Xbox Game Studios, and then have Pete Hines and Bethesda do their own thing, and then spread it out over the summer, so you have nothing but Xbox news for 3 straight months. People talking about it, while Sony is having one show, or anybody else, any other publisher. Like that's what I think they're gonna do.
Jeff Grubb said the same thing as what you're saying. They're gonna. He thinks that they're gonna have the Xbox show, and then right after it, they'll have the Bethesda show. One of the things that Xbox wanted to do is have them run the same way. And let's face it, if they were the big bad company that we say that they are, a lot of people say and put dollar symbols on, Peter Hines' job would be obsolete and other guys would be out because
that's true.
they had redundancy. So this is their way of handling it. To me, it's not going to bother. At the end of the day, Bethesda's Xbox, Xbox is Bethesda. I don't care if it's 2 shows. I can tell you one thing: when they did their shows and I went to it at E3. They're amazing. They're really good.
I think you both can be right here. I think what they can do is have an Xbox show. Think about it like this: when Xbox does their shows, sometimes they'll show trailers and stuff to games that freaking Bethesda will show again on their show, and they could basically do that. Have a really badass Xbox show, and then get into more detail on the Bethesda show. Via Xbox. Like,
Todd Howard did that, right? Remember, he was like, Phil asked me to come on, and he's like, it's like a conversation. Phil asked me to be on here, so here I am. Here's Fallout 4
coming out in 3 months.
Coming out in 3 months, and see you at our show where we're gonna go. Well, like he showed a little bit of it. Then he's like, and then full gameplay reveal at our show tomorrow. See you then. Bye.
They could have a really good big show, I think.
Exclusive.
Oh God. He was waiting on it.
He had it. His little finger was over the button. He's like, yeah.
Exclusive. I don't know. I think that I would just like to see all that stuff just smash. It's just, why? I think it's just nostalgia. I would just to see them on the big stage somehow, and just to see, a bunch of cool games back to back. It would really go well with what Microsoft are trying to do as a whole, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah,
you're right, though. They do like to get mind share, right? We saw this with their Xbox Series X to the point where they didn't even show you damn gameplay all the way up to the damn release, which we asked Aaron about when he was on the show. We were very concerned about that stuff. So hopefully, and this is key, that they do that in the right way. So.
Well, go ahead, D.
No, I was just gonna say, just to add to that, I do have faith that they'll do it the right way. I think it was late last week, or it might have been early this week. Whatever. I saw a video from Xbox with all the game titles coming to Game Pass, and it was so well put together. So I think the marketing team, for the first time in a long time, I can say with confidence, I think they're on the right path, man.
Well, because they have something to actually market.
Well, I'll tell you this, a little bit of information, exclusive information that I think I did drop this the last time, but you remember the video at the end of the Bethesda roundtable?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that or no? Like the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
That was done. That was
what the hell is going on?
Xbox and Bethesda team. So that was their first collab together. And how many people said that showcase at the end when it was all the games, the game reeling was so awesome. So they actually worked together for the first time. And again, it's they're keeping everything as it is. Bethesda people are still under their umbrella. And another thing that we could take away from this is I'm hoping that E3 can exist because I would love to see you guys in 2022.
2023.
Oh, jeez. 2022, where we could meet up and meet fans and we could all, hang out and we could go to these conferences again. Because if that's taken away from us, that's real depressing.
Yeah.
One of the best times of my life, easily.
Was sleeping at the
I
show.
want to say real quick. Last year,
that was pre-show, and that was after.
There's a picture of Tim sleeping at the Xbox show.
Yeah, that down, but that was pre-show.
I was so hyped
that.
for last year's E3. We were all supposed to meet up there. I was so hyped. I was calling my cousin, my brother, saying, "Yo, I'm coming down to LA." And then, of course, the pandemic hit, and just ruined that. And to hear that there's a possibility that this will never happen again, as a gamer and as someone that's always wanted to go to E3, and RDX, knowing all you guys has put me in a position where I can go there now and actually, meet some cool people in the industry. It's really sad for me, to be honest.
Oh man. Yeah. Hey, by the way, let me read.
It is, damn it.
let me read. Good sir. Hey, shout out to JNL, Destiny 2 News, Johnny No Life. Everybody copy and paste this man's name and go check out his channel later. He's doing good work, especially for the size of the channel. But he says, been hearing interesting rumors that Fallout New Vegas 2 is confirmed. Has anybody else heard anything about this? I've heard something about Fallout, but again, I'm not really wanting to say nothing on it right now because I don't really know about the validity, but it's pretty damn interesting. So let me also, hang on, there's another one here I can grab real quick, real easily, until it fucking disappeared for a second. Here we go, Meat Puppet. He says, has anyone else lost interest in Halo Infinite after the delay? I don't know. I mean, it was kind of like that with Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight got delayed. I was really looking for that game. And then when it got here, I was just as hyped as I was. So maybe when it's closer, right, if they show you some gameplay this summer, because it's supposed to come out this year, then maybe I'll get back into it. Hopefully. Hopefully, anyway. Tim Dog, I know you hate Halo, but how do you? No, I'm just kidding. I'll come back to Halo got delayed. Remember the fake delay from the beginning of the show? So that was definitely fun. A Living Life Q, by the way, says the greatest gaming podcast on earth. Thank you so much, sir. Do appreciate it. Glad to see your opinion. Some more stuff down here that I can get to. Chuck, he says, hang on. I don't know. Oh, okay. He's talking about he was in the Marine Corps for 8 years, and the only deal we got was with a contract. Okay, well, thank you for your service, sir. Do appreciate it, man. Do not know how to pronounce that last one at a glance here. Wilmy, are you alive? I'm trying to think of something here to get you engaged. E3's not it. You don't want to talk about weird little statue dolls. What else are you planning to go to E3 next time it's available for people to go to?
Dude, I'm totally going. I was planning on going last year, had the motel booked, had everything set up, and had to cancel it. So, and I got my COVID vaccine last Thursday. And by the way, my 5G is fucking amazing now.
Was it not amazing before?
Not nearly as good.
Oh.
But I got my vaccine, and even my Xbox talks to me now, dealer. So
you guys get that he's talking about conspiracy?
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about, and I decided to just sit here and be like, "Oh, I'm not getting involved with that shit."
Yeah. Well, Wilmy, thank you. I'm glad your 5G's better, and I'm glad that all that.
And I do hope we have E3 next year.
Yeah, hopefully
we will. I listen. Well, I shouldn't say we will. I should say that if they have a show this year, I do think that they're going to have a show, and one of the reasons why I do is because where they held it, they like to use the Microsoft the theater, and they have exclusive rights there, obviously. So
didn't they buy that?
Yeah, they own it. So and it's right where E3 is, and it's right where it goes on. So it's right by the expo. So that is always there. So there is a good chance that if they don't completely leave E3 this year, that next year we're all talking to meeting up and hanging out and loving our life.
We can all throw cold water on Tim Dog to wake him up.
Yeah.
Tim Dog.
I'll be woken up.
The Tim Dog's gonna be woken up. Hey, Alert Star Killer, by the way, says nice exclusive sound effect from Fonz. Can we please? can we hear world premiere again?
Yes, world premiere.
That's up to Fonz. He's in charge of the soundboard, okay? And he says no. So I'm sorry. He doesn't want to do it.
The MLB contract.
Microsoft are having a few different events this summer, or little things. GameStack is soon, and that's going to be an event where developers talk about developing stuff on consoles and other things. Don't expect a whole ton here. Maybe you'll find some new technical information.
On the iOS, I think you'll get the cloud information.
iOS, so they'll talk about how xCloud and all that stuff is going there, and yeah. Their summer event, though, the rumors are saying Xbox and Bethesda will be one, and basically like they'll do like under the same umbrella type thing. But then again, Tim and Zalker, your points are very, very valid. They would stretch that out and get more mindshare and marketing over time for free, right? Marketing is very expensive, so why not get it for free? I don't know.
And we'll be into it if it's 2 shows.
Yeah,
I don't think listen. They had a great indie show. People did complain about it.
They did.
It was 4 hours long.
Yeah,
The show itself wasn't very good. No, but the games they showed, I liked some of those games. I was impressed.
Yeah, the games look good, but they should never let Twitch say do
4
the whole
hours.
presentation. It's so bad.
But at the end of the day, we really want that content. We want to know. Starfield is obviously the Starfield, and I hope they show Halo. They have to re-show Halo one time, and that's their play. So.
Oh yeah, they'll show it.
Yeah, look, the first topic I've written down, I even have what I was talking about in the topic. That's funny. I want to close it with this right after I thank everybody for joining us. Over like 2,100 people tonight, guys. Thank you so much. And you guys power the show. You make us what we are. We do appreciate it. If you haven't, consider hitting the like button. Maybe show a buddy or two. Hit that bell icon. And we'll do this as a closer for those of you wondering about Series X and PS5 and when you might be able to get one. And if, shortages will persist and all that good stuff, which is really not good. Microsoft say officially June they should have enough to meet demand, or at least much more to meet demand. But Foxconn are saying that they're going to be short, or at least because remember, a console's made up of a lot of different parts. And, these factories, they can make stuff that goes into your controllers, your headsets. This is for everything, right? So they're saying that these shortages could last all the way up to mid-2022.
Yeah, man.
Which sucks.
I heard that.
It sucks big time. And it's real. Like, you guys know I tweet out all of the stock drops for like the consoles and the video cards. And like I'll say in the States it's still somewhat decent, but the drops are a lot fewer and far between. In Canada, it's like come almost to like a halt in the last 2 weeks. And anytime something goes up, it's like it goes up and it's like it's gone right away because everyone's just so hungry. And with the car manufacturers needing these chips, like everything is computerized. So these silicon wafers or whatever, the shortage is bad, man. It's just really bad. And
it really
if you can find yourself a console, if you're a PC gamer right now, if you can find yourself a console, I think that'll hold you over till things kind of settle down a bit. If you see a card in stock, like don't fight over, this is not the specific card I wanted. I wanted the Asus Tough over the fucking Gigabyte version. Like just get what you can get. All the cards pretty much perform the same, around 2 to 3% of each other. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Get it while you can, because it's going to get really, really bad. I think we're going to get a little bit more inventory coming in, I would say, towards the latter part of April. And I think May we might get a little bit more, and then it's looking dry, man. It's looking dry. It's I've never seen this before.
Damn, dude, take a drink. No. Shit, it's dry as fuck.
I never thought about that. I was thinking about this back when the consoles dropped, and I was having a hard time with the PlayStation 5, and I was thinking to myself, for sure by March I'll be able to pick one up in store. No. I mean, look, we could say the Series X might be widely available in June. I'll take that with a grain of salt right now with the way it is. But for sure the PS5. No, I
Both.
don't. PS5 is so hard to get. I'll tell you that much.
It's
They're
impossible.
They're both extremely hard to get. When the Xbox Series X goes in, it goes out of stock really quickly.
Yeah, it does too.
They go out at the same rate. The only one that goes out a little bit longer is the Series S, and I think that's because they have a higher allotment of them for starters. And a lot of people want the Series X and the PlayStation 5. But with that point, still the Series S, it freaking sells out. It's just hard to get. I see.
I ask you, D.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the D? I need to ask you something. What is the reason why these companies like Target, Walmart, why don't they just sell them in store when they get them in stock? Why is it online only? This is just pro. Yeah, but you know what? Their doors are still open even during the pandemic.
Didn't Forte tell us last night?
Yeah, he said that
basically they don't want people bunching up in stores and all that.
Yeah, but the thing is,
you don't believe the man who manages in a damn store, Fonz?
Because a lot of those stores have groceries and stuff. That's why they're open. They're open for people to get the essentials, and Xbox is an essential to them because they're frauds.
It is essential.
It's not essential because they're frauds.
The problem is this just opens it up to the scalpers, and that's what's really ruining it right now for gamers.
It's the perfect storm. Like you got the shortages, so that's causing
the demand is 2 times that what we thought. And
on the PC landscape, you got mining has made a comeback. I don't know if you guys are watching it. The shit's high, so all the miners are buying up the cards, and they just see it as an investment, so they don't give a shit. So the scalpers are saying, well, this miner is going to pay me 3 times the price, so I'm going to get 3 times the price. And it's just bad.
We need to get some scalps from these scalpers.
Those miners annoy me, man. I even met one who's like, a buddy of a coworker, and that guy, he's like already made he makes like $600 extra a month from mining, from one card. And I'm like, what?
That's before his power bill comes in.
Yeah, you can. A 3080 can get you a pretty penny. I mine. There's no secret. People that know, I mine. I have
Kick
mining.
this man.
I heard the 3070 is the mining card.
Who cares? We're not I ain't got a hard hat on. Shit. Let's.
I move on from the mining bullshit.
Yeah. Let me just touch on this real quick. Come on. The 3070 is the mining card just because it's more efficient. It doesn't get as hot. It's cheaper. And so they're buying up the 3070s in fucking hordes, and people are racking in money, man. And it's just a bad situation. I feel bad for everybody. That's why I try to contribute, even though I mine, and try to get you guys cards and consoles. So there we go.
Well, just to on the actual subject, and thank you for that information, D. I've heard that it's going to be the whole year, and I heard it's going to be for both. And that's how bad it is. And
people want consoles.
The problem is too, if Xbox drops Starfield and Halo, you're just gonna have even that much more of a problem. But yeah, I've heard it recently that there is a real possibility that this whole year is going to be the same way. You're gonna have to do these drops, and you're gonna have to do this stupidity. And it's it sucks. I mean, I've been trying to get the PlayStation 5, and I have been really trying, and it just gets to the point where you can't get it. Like you get in there and you're ready to do it, and then some stupid ass hacker with their computer or whatever, they beat you.
That's the problem.
They beat you too. It's not fair.
Because there are thousands of PlayStation 5s to be had online, but you're going to pay a premium price for it because
you're
of the scalpers.
You're going to pay almost $3,000 each.
Yeah.
Damn, Wimmy's looked into this shit.
It's like 800
Oh,
bucks.
dude, I've got 2 PS5s. I got lucky and got them. I pre-ordered them.
And now you're scalping them, ain't you?
Tim, now we know whose house we got to go and rob.
No, please do.
Find D-Batch on Twitter at D-Batch.
I just, I got lucky. I just went to Amazon one night and I kept refreshing, and all of a sudden it popped up, and I was like one of the first ones to get it, and it went in my cart right away. I bought it right away, and then like 10 seconds later I tried it again. It was just all bad. It was crashing and stuff. So,
you know how else you can really get PS5 and Xbox? Follow D-Batch on Twitter. We're going to do some outros. Again, shout out to all you guys over 2,100 that watch tonight. We do appreciate you. If you haven't hit the like button, tell a friend. We do appreciate it. Colt wasn't here tonight. He'll be back next week. This is It Takes Two. Great game. I'm on the right, Colt's on the left. Make sure you remember that. And also, shout out to my fantastic panel. Everybody helped me get up to 100,000 subscribers. And if only I had not made a video for a month, we would have did this last year. But you know what? We did it. And do thank everyone that helped that happen. Seriously. Good debate tonight. Absolutely phenomenal debate and topics and energy. And I guess we need to just keep Fonz on steroids and we can just do this shit every week.
Great job, Fonz.
Yeah.
I love you guys, man.
And proof that I wasn't arguing against you is the topics. Is I wrote my point right there.
Man.
Well, read it.
We were actually having that argument last night. So
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
It was
I
double.
wasn't in that argument last night. Damn, I missed it. That's probably when I left the chat for a while and then came back and Dealer was gone. And
I was passed out. We was on party chat for a long time last night. It was like,
I think it was like 4 a.m.
I wasn't that late. Holy shit, you were in there that late.
We were.
Oh yeah, I passed out.
Me and Addict stayed in the party chat. Yeah, it was crazy.
But seriously, thanks to everyone watching, guys. You guys are awesome. And I'm gonna read a few super chats here, and of course, I'll do some outros. I'll read the super chats, and we'll kind of let these guys rest in peace. And I know Tim's eager to rest in peace.
No, do the super chats. They deserve it.
Yeah.
Stupid.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me. I think I've already gotten to some of these though. That's my thing. So let me get through some of them. And if you guys want to randomly read one,
Junior.
Yep, I can't do it today. I'm still stalling here. Jay Hoffa, he says, "Don't ever stop with the comedy." Thank you so much. Dark CMF, he says, chat was not showing up on my phone. That's weird. Missed the first 20 minutes. Give me. Okay, yeah, I don't know. We recaps the show, brother. I know you're joking, but yeah, thanks for super chatting, brother. Dova King again. Hardware supports for 8-bit and 4-bit integers. Yes, sir. Cody, he says PS5 cannot do 8 or 4-bit integers. That was confirmed by both Richard Ledbetter and from Digital Foundry and
You can't do that.
Yeah, so there are just things that you just can't do on the hardware that we're talking about when it comes to machine learning. Thank you so much for the comment. S Swan 98, he says, just wanted to support the show and say play. What is that? Narita Boy? What is that?
Narita Boy. I don't know.
Okay, well, it's on Game Pass. If you played Narita Boy on Game Pass, let us know.
Burrito Boy. I don't know what you're
Burrito
talking about
Boy?
here, man.
Immortal Jedi
I
says
haven't seen
D-Batch. He says D-Batch. What? Yeah. He's talking about the SSD. What are people are making videos about this damn SSD now again? They're acting like it's gonna fucking be a graphics card again. You know what he's talking about?
I have no idea.
Go.
Let's just say
Godfall developers,
SSD is not gonna add anything but 2 to 3 seconds of a quicker gaming experience. That's it.
All right.
Okay, of all developers that came out and said the SSD is going to be truly revolutionary, it was the Godfall developers.
And let me tell you, from somebody with experience, I own Godfall. Don't take the people seriously that it's trying to push this.
Yeah,
the game looks great, but no, that's the only good thing I can say.
The SSD it'd be very fucking weird to make a video about that shit. Changing a game.
It's a wrap.
Zero Myth. Same question as last week. Does anybody know when the next GDK update will come out? There's already been one, and there are more. And again, it's been pretty evident in the latest test. Spring
and then December.
And again, the Remedy developer confirming everything about the tools. So that joke's over. Jay Hoffa, new channel member. Thank you so much. Jim Ryan's laughing in the background. Let me go ahead and skip forward a little bit more. Husk, who says, let's be honest, no one earns what. Yeah, those guys, man. It is what it is. It's not even gonna bring it up.
More drama.
Probably. Joseph.
People love the drama.
Doubtful that Fonz could be. Everyone knows what was happening with the. Are we back this far on the super chats already? That's good. Yeah, a lot of people talking about MLB the show and the licensing and all that stuff. Yes, sir. Shout out to all of you guys. And the last one here, again, I'm just going to give another shout out to Live in Life Q, says the greatest gaming podcast ever. Thank you so much. We're going to get out of here and do some outros. Shout out to Obi-Wan, Lethal Papa, Wilmy Hood, and many more moderators of the chat. And Wilmy Hood's on the show tonight. And, of course, shout out to people like KY Bob and others that I didn't see too much tonight. Not saying they weren't here, but, again, shout out to everyone that makes the show go. D-Batch, tell people where they can find you and what you've been mining and what you've been playing.
Oh, God.
You can find me on Twitter at D_batch. Of course, on YouTube at D-Batch. Not playing much, just playing Call of Duty whenever I can. And I am mining Ethereum. And also, I have to be honest, I was just looking over my RDX podcast contract. And Fonz, I'm going to need you to go over some of the things and find details.
What are you doing? Huh?
Oh, God. Hey, speaking of Fonzarelli, brother, tell people where they can find you and what have you been playing, man?
Man, they can find me at Fonzarelli Gaming right here on YouTube. I've been making a lot of content lately.
Yeah.
For me anyway, it's a lot.
Love it.
Make more.
Find it there. And on Twitter at jfonzarelli. And yeah, I've been playing a lot of Outriders, addicted to the game. It's that gameplay loop with the loot and everything. I'm addicted, man.
How's the
Getting
story?
some legendaries in. The story, you can skip it if you want. Some people are actually digging the story, and because it's got kind of like a comedy vibe to it. It's kind of like Evil Dead in a way, where it's just like goofy, not too serious.
It is actually kind of funny.
Yeah, there's some funny moments that I actually laughed at, but yeah, you could just play the game for the gameplay loop, and it's fun. Yeah, I'm having a blast with that. A lot of people are playing, and I'm playing a lot of co-op. Usually I don't play a lot of co-op, but this game's got me to play with a lot of people. So
how come you don't play
I'm having a
co-op?
blast. No, I said I normally don't play a lot of co-op.
doesn't
I
like
normally play a
people.
lot by myself.
Yeah,
but-
that's what I'm saying. I love co-op. Co-op's amazing. It makes every game better.
Yeah, I always like playing with you and Zoc or whatever. When we're all on together, it's always fun. Like Vermintide, I would never even play that game solo, but with you guys, it's a blast. It's fun to jump in and just play.
Yeah.
But this game is really good, man. Outriders is like a sleeper hit for me. I wasn't expecting this. So
We've been talking about it for months on Gaming Beyond the Box.
Y'all are complaining about it now, though.
I'm not.
Y'all are.
You saw Bomber complain about it, but see, Bomber's not a real gamer. We all know that.
Oh shit! You're gonna take it. Bomber's the truest elite gamer. We know that.
Bomber
the only
has a
problem
beard,
with it is
dude.
the servers. The servers are an issue.
I'm gonna try it out. I wasn't.
yeah.
I wasn't even gonna download it because I didn't like the demo that much. But I'll try it out only because you guys keep praising this game for some reason.
It's
Man,
a lot smoother than the demo too.
It's a combination between Destiny and
Gears.
I don't know. And Gears. I see a lot of Destiny in it.
Mystical Gears. Let me go ahead and follow Fonzarelli on YouTube.
Yep, Fonzarelli Gaming.
I'm going. Fonz, put the link in the chat so I can copy it.
Put the link in the chat.
Yeah, and also fuck, Tim, what have you been playing, and where can people find you, brother?
I've been playing Little Nightmares 2, which I've been enjoying. I'm almost finished with it. And you can find me on Twitter, xCloudTimDog. Congratulations to you, 100,000 subs. I remember when you had 1,000 subs, and I'm like, who's this guy that sounds like
a bitch,
a crackhead?
No, like a mobster or whatever. But no, congratulations to you and 2,100 people that came out to the podcast. Thanks, and love you all. And great job, Fonzarelli, today. You really came firing on all guns. And people love that stuff, though. But people like that stuff, and it was good to be.
At the end of the day, seriously, when I said it, I do love these guys, man. They're great friends, and I would never have any ill will with them. So when people are saying, "Oh, this person just hates,"
we've
this
had
person,
arguments, but doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. You're a good guy, but just good job tonight, and overall great show.
Fonz, you better stop doing so well on your channel. People won't get mad.
Nah,
better knock that shit off.
You know what I'm saying about your channel. I love when you don't be so afraid to
you
offend
love those
people.
Doc Rivers
I
I
like when you go a little in. You know,
I try.
You know,
Yeah.
you can't please everyone.
Stupid.
Good night, guys.
Oh yeah.
He said good night.
Hey, also shout out to Lord Starkiller. Says congratulations, dealer, and getting 100,000. Thanks so much, sir. Thank you. Also, we got some extra outros here. Tim, did you do yours, or were we still talking about Fonz's channel? I think
already
Tim
did his
did.
outro.
Okay, Zalker, what have you been playing, buddy, and where can people find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube, Zalker87, always pumping out content. Twitter, Zalker87, always on there being toxic. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I've been playing like Fonz. I've been playing a lot of jackass. I've been playing a lot of Outriders like Fonz, and it's really fun. And he's crying like Sea of Thieves. No, Outriders is great. It Takes Two is great. Been playing that a lot. And yeah, Outriders is a lot of fun, man. Honestly, it's got that loot and stuff and everything, and the campaign's actually pretty long. The level and the AI in the game is actually really good. Like they'll flank you
some of the
pretty
best
hardcore.
AI I've played against for sure.
Yeah, man. They have like if there's a guy that's a brute, he'll charge you while the other guys are like flanking you. Like
they flank you, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they're not like sitting there like shoot me in the face. No, they're like we'll hide, run away from you, retreat, and then have a big guy come at you, which will keep you occupied while I flank you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then you can change, and if you use
Sucks.
your abilities, people, you can really change the whole like battlefield.
Oh yeah.
Like you could teleport across and like use your abilities and get away. It's like it's insanely fun. So yeah, been playing that a lot, and yeah, again, congrats to Dealer on 100K, man. It's proud of you, brother. So yeah, that's all.
Definitely,
In
man.
chat, you guys
It's
are
awesome.
awesome, like always. You guys
Definitely.
make everything happen.
And two, I'm always multitasking, doing a million things over here. So that's why I'm so much better when I'm a guest on the show, right? When I guest on a podcast, I'm in it. I'm in the zone. I'm not doing anything else, but you just don't understand. All right? I got a billion people in the chat, and all this shit. If I don't read X, Y, and Z, then people are pissed, even though I say I can't get to it all. If I don't shout people out that are or aren't in the super chat, and X, Y, and Z person over here saying that we only do that, it's so much bullshit. It's like it's become red tape type bullshit. So I'm just trying to manage what I can and get better at spelling. You hear? So we're going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go play. I guess I'm going to try Outriders, right? And apparently it's a decent game. I don't know. Chat, let us know your thoughts on this. And also hit the like button, share with a buddy or two. Do appreciate it. And let us know your thoughts on everything that's been said and going on. HoloLens, Fonz Early's channel. Check it out. Link in the chat. And also Zalker and what you think of his tiny little sword and his picture. That's what I want to know.
His tiny little sword, really.
Wilmy Hood,
Tiny little sword.
tell people where they can find you again and where you've been playing.
I have been playing Outriders instead of myself, like last week. I've not been playing with myself as much. Outriders came out. And for everyone in the chat that was asking, I did get the Bang & Olufsen headset yesterday. If you're looking into this thing, go for it. It connects within seconds. I mean, this is the best wireless Xbox headset.
Wow.
But how's the mic on it?
Not already.
Yeah.
I haven't used the microphone yet.
Dark City
But
Meth
as
said,
far as
seriously, don't
sound-
you read this?
You know, that's
As-
great, but how much? How much?
500.
$500.
Yeah.
Woo!
So you haven't used the microphone on it.
No,
So the $500 headset that don't have a microphone arm or a boom on it, you haven't tried the microphone on it yet.
I have not.
Whoa, me.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It is. But no, I have not used the microphone yet. But I do intend to do that as soon as the podcast is over because I'm going to hop over on
Nice.
Outriders.
Well, jump on Xbox and send me a party invite.
I will do that, sir.
Perfect.
And of course, you can find me on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch, and the Steam store. And I'm not even going to mention Epic because Zucker thought it was funny last week.
It was pretty funny.
And you can find me on YouTube. Look up Wilby Hood, and tomorrow night on Gaming Beyond the Box at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Peter.
And
So when do you have me on your damn show?
really, whenever you want to do, dude.
All right. Well, Peter Young says all that mining paid off. You're getting them damn headphones. No, Wimmy's well off before the mining.
Oh yeah,
I
dude.
think,
I don't mind. I do crime scene cleanups.
Gaming Beyond the Box, how can you guys have anybody else on there? There's like 15 people on there already.
Nah, we've actually, we stopped that, dude.
He said we quit doing that crazy shit.
I quit using Discord last
man.
year.
There was a
But yeah,
time where I saw you had like so many people on video, and I was like, "Holy crap! How many people on here?"
But it was so fun though, because Dealer was on
all
there
you
one
did was
night. We had
laugh.
like 12 or 13 people on there, and it was just hilarious. We interacted with
was-
the audience, and
Yeah, it was
So-
nuts.
Enjoy it while
we
you
have it
can.
narrowed down to 7.
Okay, so you've whittled them down.
We have. We're down to 7 panel members now. And Dealer, if you want to join us tomorrow night, you are always welcome.
I
You will
should
be
be
the
able to.
eighth.
I should be able to do that actually. And also, yeah, I'm bringing Fonz. No, Fonz. I'm
And
sure
I
he has
will
to
be
work.
the
Or
ninth.
something. But again, thank you for watching this, guys. Seriously, make us what we are. 1,200 people listen to us talk about dumb shit, and thank you. We are going to get out of here, go eat, all that good stuff. Tell a friend, all that stuff. I had to do it 47 times per show, or they'll bash my head in with a rock. We gotta go.
It's a wrap.
Bye.
Zalka's a fraud.
It's a wrap.
It's a